Way! No brownouts this week. There's a first. Hello, viewer. Today it is Sunday, June the 25th, 2023. Guess what, folks? 6 months until Christmas. Yay! I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well today. On this evening's stream/podcast, we are discussing the goings on in the entertainment and on the social media. But before we begin, you can find us here on the YouTube, or if you prefer your entertainment in the podcast form, we are also on Spotify. The links are in the description. So, if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, lots to get through. Shall we get the guests out? Of course we should. Let's do it. Okay, so first up, he is the backbone of Sunday nights. I genuinely love this guy. It is the fantastic Linda, everybody.
Sorry, I was muted. What's up, nerds?
Listen.
Listen.
It's Matt Cat 83, everybody. Hello, Matty.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all the better for seeing you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a busy day today, but so far so good.
Theater, cinema?
Yeah, we went to the theater. We went and seen that Elemental movie. I took my kids, and my brother came with, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
Was the movie any good, mate?
It was okay. I mean, it was touching in places, but I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know. It was your basic rom-com in animated form. I just didn't get the elemental part of it. Like, I was just the ending was a little. I was like, this isn't tracking well for me.
Was it woke?
I mean, no. But there was like
representation.
Yes, there was a character that was he was a gender fluid, and he was a water person. So, but it was like a hot second. I'm pretty sure my kids.
I think it's hot sex then.
Well, they can because they touch at the end, which was always
what?
Like, yeah, because
that's the Disney way, isn't it? To touch.
Yeah, they hold hands. So, but yeah.
Here you go. Look, somebody's coming in hot. If I can speak. Sorry, chat moved up.
Who's Linda?
Tim? I'm coming in hot, folks. Tim, I like saying this. Hannabomb. Who's Linda? Matty, who's Linda?
Linda is, I mean, Linda is a meme of this little kid that's like, listen, Linda. And so, my mother, when she wants to tell you something, she starts the conversation with all like, listen. And so, and me and my twin brother have this voice for her where we just go, listen, I don't like what you're doing. And so, I started saying listen, and then now Linda is my new nickname.
I'm just thinking, shall we just leave the other guests and shall we just talk bollocks for 2 hours?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Although I do like the other guests. So.
I do as well. I do.
Now let's get the next one out. Let's do it.
Okay. Great to have you on, my friend. Great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let me look at my scripts. Here we go, folks. Next, she is back, everybody. A chat favorite. It is. She's looking beautiful, everybody. It's Vex Electronica.
Hi everyone. How are you?
Hi Vex. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm just okay. It's warm outside though, so I can't wait to give you that. I'm just having my camera on for like 2 minutes and then I'm turning it off just to wave hello to everyone. That's all.
How's your channel going, good lady?
Pretty good. I actually applied for monetization 2 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens, but apparently that gets back pretty quickly. So
it does.
Yeah.
It didn't for me because I didn't have my driving license, but never mind.
Couple days. So hopefully by next weekend when I drop the Indiana Jones 5 review, it'll all be ready. Yeah.
What a time to be alive on YouTube. Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. How have you been, Brown? I haven't been back here in a while.
Fair to middling. I broke my freezer today, so I need to buy a new freezer. Never mind.
It's very unfortunate. I'm
Defrosting
sorry.
it. Never mind. So anyway, great to have you on. Shall we get the next guest out? These introductions are taking a long time tonight. Sorry, folks. Okay, so here we go. From a VPN far, far away. He is, well, it's the golden reach around droid of choice. I nearly gave him a gender then, sorry. It's Z3PO.
Good evening, Master Brown. A pleasure to be with you once more.
How are you, human cyborg relations person type?
Listen. I have been watching Glastonbury today and watching Debbie Harry butcher her own songs.
Oh.
Apparently this is allowed because she's 77 and a pensioner.
Oh.
I was not impressed. I also caught Sir Elton John, and I have two questions.
Why?
Who is Tony Danza? And why does Sir Elton want to hold him closer? David Furnish must be fuming.
Oh, dirty boy.
Dirty.
Tony Danza was an American sitcom star in, I think, the 60s or 70s, maybe 80s.
Yeah, I love Tony Danza.
Yeah.
There you go,
He
Z.
seems to be a popular chap.
Mm-hmm. He was. Was it who? Is it who? Not Who's the Boss? It was a family sitcom. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, Tony Danza. I know who that is.
There we go. Yeah, and he was a sex icon for a little while too. Oddly enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who it is. Tony Danza, everybody. Z, great to have you on. You well, yes?
I am indeed.
Shall we get the next retro beta on, my friend?
Drag them on here, kicking and screaming, Brown.
We wouldn't have it any other way. Here we go then. So she is the queen of this channel, all the way from the land of Texas, land Shire. It is. Apparently she's married, I've heard. Renielle.
Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone today?
Okay.
Good.
Functioning within normal parameters.
Z, I loved your drag 'em in kicking and screaming line. That was pretty good.
Right, thank you.
Wait,
But
I
guess
didn't
what?
know that you were in Texas. We're going to be neighbors real soon.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. We'll have to
So
talk
nice.
offline because I would definitely meet you for lunch or whatever, Vex. That would honestly be fun. So just so you guys know, Tony Danza was in Taxi and in Who's the Boss. So you were right, Vex. He was in Who's the Boss, an 80s sitcom. So.
Yeah, he was on the second episode of And Just Like That, which I just watched last night.
I wonder if it's
I
an
don't
old
know what that
boyfriend
is.
of,
It's the Sex and the City
Elton John.
sequel.
Gotcha.
You would know that stuff, Linda.
Awesome.
I have to admit, when I told that joke, I didn't expect it to take this unexpected twist into the deep history of Tony Danza.
Neither did I.
We're deep diving into Tony Danza. Sorry.
Renielle, how's married life?
Pretty good. Pretty good at the moment. The husband is cooking dinner downstairs. We just had brunch a little bit ago, but he's hungry again. So there you go.
You're married.
Folks, Melvin Deeply, he used to be a boxer.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's super cool.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
Yes. So it's great to have you on, Rennie. Shall we get the next retro beta on?
Do it.
Okay. Extra body tonight, folks. Back from Las Vegas. It is. Let me press some buttons. It is Dark Hour.
Someone stole my information. I was going to come out here and be like, Tony Danza was also a boxer, but someone else did it for me. I was very upset about that. I wanted to have a Tony Danza fact, but I don't have
You
any now.
stole my line. No, I get it. That happened to me last week, I think, or the week before. I was like, damn it, I came out too late.
But yeah.
It's still June, so it's okay.
There you go.
Didn't Schofield come out late as well?
We're American.
Moving on. How was Las Vegas, Dark Hour?
I had never been there before, and
Ooh.
I did not believe in that whole like dry heat thing. Like I was always like, yeah, 100
it's
degrees.
legit, dude.
It's legit. Like I got
Yeah, of course it
I got back to New Jersey. I stepped out of the airport, and it was only like 75, 80, but it was humid as hell, and it almost fell over. I was like, it was like immediate, like hit me in the face with just this like waft of humidity that was so terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago. Actually, yesterday I was at a comic book convention. Got to meet like half of the Justice League cartoon cast. That was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Nice. I would say avoid Las Vegas August, September because it's fucking hot.
It's like 120s in Vegas around that time of year. I used to go
Yes.
every year. So
Wow.
It also gets hotter as the day goes along too.
yes.
But
the dry heat is easier than the humid heat, in my opinion. Being in Texas, I don't know. I'd rather Vegas heat.
Is it
Z
swamp?
was about to say something.
Swamp ass.
Clearly,
hots.
none of you have been to
Yeah.
Tatooine.
Absolutely.
But I do believe there's one more person, so I don't want to.
There is. I was just going to say, Dark Hour. How's the channel going, my friend?
It is going
recently,
very
apparently.
well. Yeah, I'm almost at 2,000 subs. Drinker did me a
Yay.
huge solid of having me on for open bar. Hopefully I'll be back on one day. If not,
cool.
can't be sad about it. It's. But yeah,
everybody's overtaking me now. I must have done something wrong.
Well, I keep saying this, and it's
No.
like, like Drinker brings on a lot of guys who are like, they created channels and then he kind of gets wind of them. I'm kind of like the first person he like made from scratch. I didn't have a channel until he had me on his channel. So like I was like zero subs. So like I always tell him, I'm like, you discovered me. It wasn't like I was doing my own thing. You actually found me. So
That's really awesome.
It is.
Shall we get the last body out because yes, it's been a long time.
I say leave him
no,
backstage.
6 is a happy number, isn't it? Yeah.
I think he's a problem. Maybe we
I
should
love
just leave him
him.
back there.
He's so funny.
We're going to do an extra guest tonight, everybody, in honor of show 150. And last, but by no means least, he is the governor of Twitter, taking time off from patrol. It's, well, you know who it is, don't you? Problem being.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
That is really messing with my OCD. Never mind.
Oh,
Look,
well.
then.
I was like, oh, there goes the OCD.
It's a shame we couldn't play Celebrity Squares, isn't it?
Oh, you need
Hollywood
9
Squares.
people for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do like a game show one day with a bunch of people.
That
Just
would
have,
be
like,
fun.
StreamYards needs to do a add-on where if you get 9 guests, you can play Celebrity Squares as a standard perk. You're listening,
be pretty
StreamYards.
cool.
Anyway, well, Lee, are you well, my friend?
I am. I'm like Matt Cat. I'm
awesome.
I'm touching in places.
Ooh. Go on camera, please.
Go on, Z was going to.
Yeah, if you've got an X and an O for avatar pictures, you could.
Oh, yeah, you could do that, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Let's get 9 guests.
I'd do it.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could play Hollywood Squares. StreamYard Squares.
Yeah.
Hey,
You would be a new
Brown squares.
Brown squares. I just was about to say that.
Speaking of Brown, by the way, I like how nobody mentioned what my sub name was under there.
Oh.
Not a brown magic woman. No one noticed that.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
I noticed it. I didn't say anything.
No.
and
I
Rennie's
did
married,
not
by the
notice.
way.
No, I think we'll move on.
In case you
anyway.
didn't know.
I think we'll move on. Lee, great to have you on, mate.
Thanks for having me.
I think we'll just get on with it.
Get on with it.
No big boys tonight, everybody. They're busy earning YouTube money. So there you go. So end of week musings. Sunday, June 25, 2023, 6 months to Christmas, episode 150, everybody. I will say, hello, chats. We can see you. 15-minute intro. I do apologize. Special show, though, 150. Okay, so let's do the disclaimers. If you have made it this far, I can't believe 15 minutes. Wow. If you've made it this far and you're enjoying whatever this is, please like, share, subscribe. We need subscribers, baby. Every single click will help this channel grow. And obviously, if you're feeling generous, you know what to do. So, first up, Superman and Lois. Who would like to go first? Ideally, people have seen it.
I have
Cassie?
seen it.
Oh, Zeke, go on then. What do you think?
Yes. This is the penultimate episode of season 3 called Injustice. And we finally get a Lex Luthor, who's paid by Michael Cudlitz, who was Abraham on The Walking Dead. And this Luthor is dark and fierce.
Yes.
He's wailing and gnashing and teeth. He's perfect for the name. He makes every other television incarnation outside of the animated series look like part-timers.
Just in case you're wondering who that is, folks, shall I show them the picture, Z?
Yeah.
Because people were asking, who's that? And they were saying it was me, but it's not. That's
Yeah, you're probably prettier than him.
no, that's me after breaking my freezer. That's Lex Luthor, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was.
I could see that.
Yeah, he looks like an old boot. I'm sorry.
Oh, cheers, Matt.
He's an angry old boot.
An angry old boot. I like that. That's
I was
good.
like,
Here you go. Sorry, chat moved up. Here you go. Drew Gordon.
meth. That's good.
He looks
Cathy?
more age appropriate, at least, than the last Lex Luthor we got. So
For sure.
Lex Luthor is basically supposed to be the exact same age as Superman.
That's what I thought.
More like Lex Leather, I think.
I think it's, was it
Leathery
15
bits.
years in prison for a crime he's not committed?
I thought it was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's out now and he's angry and he's looking for revenge.
Oh yeah, I have to tell you right now, when Clark was all like, "That's enough," and he told him to shut up, I was like, "Oh, he just verbally bitch slapped you, dude, and you let him do it too."
Did you see when he looked him directly
knew.
in the eye and it's almost like, did he just recognize?
Yeah, it was. This is the thing. Even though I do think he looks like an old.
Listen.
Even though he does, I do think he looks like an old boot. You are 100% correct. He did such a fantastic job as Lex Luthor. I cannot wait to see what he does for a whole season, for season 4. And I was very happy with this performance. It was definitely top notch in my opinion.
He walked for 2 days.
Oh, he was like, "I will walk 500 miles in."
They got to do it in a Scottish accent.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Also, his timing was impeccable because that car arrived just when he told it to.
Right.
When he started the walk and passed that message on.
And that was Otis, wasn't it, who popped out?
Yeah, but I was bummed that he didn't make it the whole episode. He died at the end. I was like, oh, I thought he would make it into
Did
the
he?
next episode.
We don't know, did he?
I mean, come on. He ate him, right? He was eating rats. Bizarro was eating rats. And I was like, oh, he ate Otis. He's dead. He's for sure dead.
I can't wait for next week's episode.
I'm excited. Let them
Same.
fight.
I've got a confession, if I may. I tweeted CW Superman and Lois and said, I've been shilling your program for the past 2 years. Any chance of a advanced screening?
They might make you the stunt double for
For old boot face.
How bad is that?
Did they
No
send you a
reply.
screen? Oh,
No
bummer.
reply. Yeah, I think the CW Twitter account sucks for
Well,
replying
you know
to
what
people.
the
But there
matter
you
is,
go.
don't you? You're a straight white male and can't have that.
They also probably can't even. It's CW. They probably can't afford to have somebody actually sit at their Twitter account. They might get back to you in like a year.
That's true.
Perhaps they have somebody in a sweatshop in Vietnam doing the Twitter account.
No, I'm not doing it.
Diversity and inclusion.
Oh, I didn't realize one of the 6 million forms of communication was sweatshop Vietnamese child.
You shut mouth. We got $300 fill.
You want to buy DVD?
If I may, folks, Gavin Blackburn for £1 super sticker. Cheers, Gavin. And here you go, folks. Nikki Relihan for £5. That's real money, folks. My first super chat took me forever to figure it out, so enjoy or whatever, you man babies.
I love that profile picture.
Thank you for doing your first super chat here. That is awesome. It's very sweet.
Thank you,
He's
Nikki.
one of the regulars is Nikki. Cheers, Nikki.
And it's as good as the CGI on the Rings of Power.
I thought that was actually a still frame from Rings of Power.
I chose not to watch, so I would not know. Thank goodness.
Right. So,
I only saw the clips.
Z and Catty, we are definitely looking forward to this week's episode.
Absolutely.
This is just going to be great, isn't it?
Season finale. I reckon it'll end on a cliffhanger.
Yes, apparently it's a cliffhanger. Okay, let's move on. Superman and Lois, everybody, should be watching it. We've been saying that for the past 2 years. Should be watching it. It's really good.
What is this? Hold on.
Strange New Rainbows, everybody.
Brown's new favorite show.
Yay, Pride. Woo.
I say that's suspiciously rainbow themed, that
Yeah, it
poster.
is.
Yeah.
Catty, I'm kind of getting the feeling this is just you.
This episode sucked. It sucked hardcore. They tried to. Okay, so they had this big trial because if anybody that watches it, number one got arrested because she lied because she's an Illian. Is that what they're called? Illians? Iranian. She's an Iranian.
Iranians.
Yeah, she's an Iranian, and she got arrested because she lied on her application to Starfleet, right? So then this was her trial. And the whole time I was watching this episode, I just kept yelling out loud. I should have recorded myself, but I just kept, Iranian lives matter, Iranian lives matter, because it was like her lawyer was talking about how, it's illegal for genetically enhanced people to join Starfleet.
Eugenics, yeah.
Once upon a time, slavery was legal, and not marrying the person you love was illegal or whatever. And she just went on this tirade. And then her end speech was something about how, like, you wanna know why I love the law? The law is an idea that gives you the chance to do the right thing. And I'm like, that's not how the law works, honey. I don't think you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. I think that some asshole in a writer's room just wrote it, and it was trying to be, the great trial, like the Measure of Man, these trial episodes. It was trying to be something like that, and it just fell so far off the mark because it was activism and at its best, and I was like, this is not what I showed up for, but this is what I'm gonna get. I can see that from now on.
What it needed was She-Hulk Attorney of Law.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and I was I was so angry watching the episode that I was like, you're telling me I turned up for this bullshit, and now I got to sit through it. And I was just like, I don't want to watch this show anymore, and the only reason I'm going to do it is because I need content, but it's bad, and I can see it only going in one direction, and I'm not interested.
Down the toilet, folks.
Yeah. Although I do like the cast, not all of them, but most.
Oh
of them.
no, the cast are fantastic, but it's just utter horse poop.
Yeah, and what's his face? Goldsman, Akiva Goldsman can suck it.
As I said last week, I genuinely want this to be good, but it's just shite.
It's back to Kurtzman Trek, is it then?
It is
100%.
not quite as bad. Not quite as bad. Here you go, Atom Grey in the bin.
That's right.
That's it. Where it belongs. Get in.
Bobby, you want to say it?
Get in the bloody bin.
There you go.
There you go.
Definitely the
Catchphrase
cast or the cast is great.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks great. It's just story shite.
I mean, it's such a shame to hear all this. I mean, I did kind of enjoy elements of the first series. I thought it felt quite Star Trek-y. It had all the Star Trek-y tropes, apart from the back-mouthing lesbian with the short haircut. Yeah, I have no desire to see season 2 from what I've heard so far. It just puts me right off, especially after watching Picard season 3. Than this, it just seems like a backward step, and I'm just not there for it.
They got rid of the best character, the Hemmer, the blue Andromedan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very curious as to why they always Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
I'm
sorry. My child was coming.
Being a child.
Yeah, she was being a child. Okay. So first thing, I want to read this super chat. Who is that little cutie right there?
Is this Matt One or Matt I?
Yeah, who knows? But he says this is nonsense. I showed up to see the platoon face reveal. If I can read. Yeah, what's up with that? I thought this was a face reveal. Also, man. Why is Spock the butt of the joke all the time, and why is he
because they don't understand the character? That's why.
Exactly. They've turned him into this comedy bit, and I'm like, listen, I didn't show up for your SNL sketch. I showed up to see Star Trek, and I don't understand why you guys think that this is okay. It's not. It's stupid.
Get your Vulcan hands off me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just it's just very annoying in every sense of the word. I just get very upset about it because at this point, I think I could write a better episode of Star Trek than they do.
Do it.
Do it now.
No, because they probably like, hey, Matt, you have the man in this episode doing a good job. We're going to need you to pull that back.
I can just imagine like the way you would write it with like, we can read the chat first.
I was just going to say, Smilex, hello, Smilex. Written by toddlers, the original show. Well, it's not even that good, to be fair. The original shows had great writers.
Right.
I was going to say that instead of like engage, listen would be a great.
Well, we've settled it. That's my
number 2. Listen. Go faster. Go faster.
So here you go, folks. Drew Gordon, yes. Robert Meyer Burnett, who we love on this channel, did a great Star Trek video the other day. You should check that out. And I'm going to ask Robert if he wants to come back on here because he was great.
Yeah, I appreciate his Star Trek opinions because it comes from a good place and a real fandom. So
I don't even like Star Trek, and I love his videos about Star Trek. I'm not even a fan
for sure.
Why don't you like Star Trek Dark Hour?
I just never got into it, and then like by the time
the original.
it was like well past like when, and then like I tried to get into like Next Generation when I was younger, but I was more of a Star Wars guy, and then I just by the time like I realized it probably would have been a good idea. There was like 75 different shows, and I was like, "Fuck this."
I don't know where to start. I mean, I will say, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, Rennie.
I was raised, like, my mom was a Trekkie and my dad was the Star Wars fan. So, I was raised on the original series and, of course, The Next Generation and, Deep Space Nine and all that stuff. So, when I tried getting into this newer stuff, I just really couldn't do it. Picard season 3 was the only season I could tolerate. And the only reason I watched it after seeing a horrible season 1 is by word of mouth from people that actually watched the show and, talked about how much, real Star Trek fans that said that, this is actual Star Trek. It's okay to watch.
3 letters. TOS.
Yes, I will say there are a few people who have not seen it in the chat. If you've never seen Star Trek, watch the original series with the remastered special effects.
How long is it?
That's rather
it's only like question. 2 or 3 seasons, right?
The original show wasn't long.
I think it's about 70 or so episodes, but it's great storytelling and it's just proper stories.
Easy effects, but it's great acting.
So
it's great writing.
Atom Gray, start with TOS, yes.
Words of advice for you.
Here you go, R2, 79 episodes.
Yeah, it's not a crazy commitment to watch that.
Yeah, I could never get into Star Trek. Not that I dislike it, I just never got into it.
Even Series 3 with Box Brain is great fun. So
Franco, I grew up watching TOS in the 70s and 80s, so did I, mate.
Yeah.
Okay. All I can say is watch Star Trek, the original series, remastered. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
I think we should.
Oh, Z's comment.
Let me just, for the sake of my OCD, and chat moved up. Never mind. Can't keep up. Here we go. Z, you available, mate?
My favourite toss is Spock's cock.
There's 100% a porno flick called that. There's no way there isn't.
Star pork.
Right.
Let's move on. This was the main kind of thing that was released this week.
Mm-hmm.
Extraction 2. Chris Hemsworth. Who's seen this?
Not yet. No.
I unfortunately have not.
I haven't seen the episode. I haven't seen the first one.
I heard
Well, I've
it's
heard it's
really
good.
good though.
I've heard it's good.
Mm-hmm. You don't apparently have to watch the first one either to understand
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
When did it actually come out?
June
This week.
16th.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, so it's been out for a while. I just didn't really. Oh, I wasn't looking at the.
9 days ago.
Yeah.
Z, you've seen this, have you not?
I have, sir, and I had an erection right the way through it. An absolute action fest of a film.
Your
How does a
golden rod
robot-
was on the
yeah.
on the ready.
A big gold shiny.
It's a golden rod, more like a piston, though.
Here you go, folks. Side effect. Extraction 2. Not as good as the first film, but still a cracking action film.
The
I did-
20-minute rolling escape scene was just
Wow.
beautiful.
I did see a picture that somebody had made the rounds of him taking cover from gunfire behind a ladder, which I thought was pretty funny. Other than that, I haven't really. I've heard nothing but great things about it. So
If you just want to sit down and brain off action movie, this will do it for you much, much more than any Fast and Furious film.
Here you go. Uninspired. Extraction 2 is incredible for action, not as tight story-wise as the original.
Fiona's not liking the child actors. That already puts me off. Alarm bells. I can't deal with that.
I can understand that.
Is it not? Is it made? It's Indian money, isn't it, that makes this?
I don't know.
No clue.
It's a sleeper hit, really, isn't it? It's one of those films that you've either seen or you haven't. It's not slapped in your face with lots of teasers and trailers and whatnot, but it just seems to pop up on Netflix, and then people tend to watch it and like it and talk about it. But it's not one that seems overt in its hello, I'm here, watch me.
Mm-hmm. Z, since you saw it, was this because I see a lot of people saying this should have been released in the theaters because the action was so good.
That. Absolutely, this is one I actually wish I saw on the big screen and would have paid money to go and see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Buy a bigger
there've been
telly.
a lot of people on Twitter have been saying exactly the same thing, and who knows? Maybe we will get Extraction 3 on the big screen. Certainly be worth it.
Ms. Martin Muses super sticker for $1. Cheers, Teresa. Thank you very much.
It's a rose. She always drops a rose.
Rose.
Yes.
I can't see it on my screen. I only can see it when I watch it on the rerun. There is a rumor that the action hero flick is going to make a return. I mean, just look at Hemsworth there. If that isn't going to put bums on seats, I don't know what is.
You know, Expendables 4 is coming out in a couple months, right?
Oh yeah, but they're all getting so old.
There you go. I don't care. I'm still watching it.
It's pushing credulity somewhat.
Next generation of action heroes is needed.
It's coming. Yeah,
for sure.
But who would they be? You know, that's the
Walkers
tough
of
part. Who would you
Steel.
want to see in that?
The Emphysemer of Doom. You know, it's gonna be bad if they keep rolling these people out. It needs
I don't know.
We
So,
need you need new action hero stars, but unfortunately, as we've seen, Hollywood has been sort of crucifying them on the altar of wokeness. So
Yeah,
it's going to
because
take a
that's
while
my
to-
question. Who would
Yeah.
it be if you wanted a younger action star? You know, so
Well, obviously,
you have to build them.
Hemsworth.
They would have to get built up.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw on Netflix, there was that Night Agent. That kid was pretty cool in that show. I don't know if he could be, the same as like a Chuck Norris, but he did an all right job. But yeah,
Elliot Page.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Elliot
pack it with
Page
that.
would be
Careful with
perfect for a reboot of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
in a wife
I
beater.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that tweet as well.
Yeah.
Here you go, Iceman coming in very, very hot, folks. People want to watch entertaining movies, not some 2-hour lecture. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait, is that one of the phrases that will demonetize if you actually say that?
I don't want to risk it.
Okay, I'm just curious because I will not. I've
Just say Ezg.
I've made that mistake enough times at this point that I'm just avoiding so many things for you nowadays.
Yeah.
I had a friend whose channel was struggling to get views and likes and all the rest of it. And we did a live stream ages ago.
Cheers, probably obviously get.
I said something that was controversial. I know, it's shocking. And then he removed that video recently just to test the water to see if that was the and it
channel
immediately got, like loads of new subs, loads of views.
Yeah. It's amazing how that whole thing works.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
that
hot words,
doesn't explain
everybody.
Vex's channel at all. Then.
Well, my entire channel was deleted from the records.
Here you go, folks. Legion Steve. Chris Pratt was really good in Terminal List.
That's true. He was.
I can't wait for the second season of that.
Right.
I'm excited for that one more than anything.
Absolutely.
There's definitely.
No, go on.
I was gonna say there's definitely been a resurgence of it. Not only Extraction, Terminal List. You have Reacher has got a lot of that. Like apparently, people want to see large people beat each other up. So
and
it's,
things blowing up, yeah.
And things blowing up and guns going off. So who knew? Who knew that like the entire decade of the 80s was correct?
So come on then, some other names for heroes. Action heroes.
Jinx Monsoon.
Wait, names for the heroes or names for like the actors?
No, the actors who could be good action stars.
Henry Cavill every single day of the week.
Oh my God, yes.
for sure.
Henry Cavill's already, kind of already there. It's just he can't get work because
nobody likes him.
Nobody
he
likes
keeps
him.
getting the shaft. Poor guy. He's a great actor and he's very
I'd
passionate
give him
about
the
his
shaft
projects.
as well.
Yeah, we know you would. Here you go, Tim's
Hell yeah.
top Brie Larson. Oh yes, I totally agree, Tim.
If she's got the padded bra she has in the Marvels, then hell yes. Yeah, Brie Larson.
She can do some brilliant kick moves with her feet.
Brown wants to lick her
she
toes.
can hit like 3 people at once with that foot.
No, I don't want to lick her toes. Thank you very much. Here you go, uninspired. Nick Cage. He's a bit old, isn't he?
Unfortunately, it's like a lot of these like new and upcoming action stars are going to come from basically nowhere. That's what it's hard to predict it because a lot of them already. A lot of the guys that we're naming are already like not over the hill, but they're already, like to get into the action genre. They're already a little past what people might want.
So like one that has kind of proven himself now is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yes, that's actually a good one.
Yeah, I'm interested in how Craven will do because I think the movie probably isn't going to be good, but he's proved himself to be a solid action star.
Jennifer Lawrence was the first action movie star. So.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
Wait till that will be changed eventually. The history records will show it will be villain Dolmany.
Oh, here you go. R2 dragging the stream down to the gutter. Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
100%. Yeah, do it.
Here you go. Jay Goodwin, Thinking Man's Gag. Henry Cavill is Shaft. Yeah.
Henry Cavill can give me the Shaft. My goodness.
Well, he would tell you that it wasn't in the lore. It wasn't in the book. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
That's right.
Here you go. This is a good call. Sorry, chat moved up. We've got Scott Atkins. Yes.
Don't know who that is.
He was the stuntman out of John Wick, who wore the fat suits.
The big fat guy.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He's very good. Yeah.
Scott Atkins does not make any sense why he is not a bigger name. It makes zero sense.
I agree.
Well, and he's a kickboxer,
he could be a great
right?
Batman. He could be a great Batman. He could be there's various. I mean, I think he would have. I mean, they would have had to dye his hair, but he could have been a good Iron Fist. He's in a lot of like B sort
movies.
of like So there was kind of a very underrated boxing movie called Undisputed, and then it eventually spawned off like this MMA style set of movies, and he became the star of those ones somehow. First he was a villain, then the movies became about him. So, but he's really good.
He's got his own YouTube channel as well. Scott Atkins, please come on this channel. We love you. We think you're great. Please join us one time, please. Invite, please type. Would you come on? Thank you.
Jake Gyllenhaal was another.
I'm on it.
Oh no, you did not say Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal too.
He's not an action star though. He's like more of a serious actor.
Have you seen the remake? Some of the scenes of the new Roadhouse film that he's filming.
No.
some of the kind of phone clips while they're shooting, and I think he was fighting in a cage match, and he looked ripped AF.
Yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal, really?
Yes.
Yeah, they actually
Ripped
filmed it at a
AF.
UFC event. They actually did like an intermission and so it was filmed at a legitimate UFC. Like the crowd is legit.
Yeah.
He did a boxing movie some years ago as well, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. And he's played soldiers
Tim,
before.
Michael B. Jordan, yeah, good call.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can pretty much turn anybody into an action star, or if they're willing to put in the work, it can work. You know,
come on, Elliot, you can do it.
Pack it in. Super chats. Should we do some super chats?
I think you should.
Z, you available, mate?
I most certainly am. Hooligan S3 in the chat for $9.99 says, Extraction 1 and 2 could have been 150 to 200 plus million easy with box office release. Solid action films. I agree, sir.
I agree too.
People just want to see Hemsworth, if anything.
What were their budgets? Does anybody know?
No clue.
No.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
And Probby, are you available, please?
I'll think about it. MJ UK 84 for £20. Thank you.
Real money, folks.
It's my 39th birthday today, Mr. Brown. Happy birthday. I'm paying with
to you
imperial monies. Look at that! Rennie, marry me. Z, bum me. Linda, listen. Listen.
Listen.
Melt. Dark Hour, you're great in news radio. I love news radio. Fantastic. Being fucking scissoring. Love you. Love you. Chat. Smile.
That was
happy birthday.
Love you too.
Happy birthday.
Lovely message.
Yes. Happy birthday.
So they don't have.
Sing it like Marilyn Monroe.
Happy birthday to
Well,
unfortunately, you can't see. I'm like touching myself like that's what's going on.
Happy birthday, amigo.
hey.
Big one next year.
Apparently, Extraction, the first one was $65 million budget. They do not have it listed what the second one was, but I guess it's probably about the same amount.
Uninspired has in the chat there 70 million for this.
Okay, so yeah, about the same amount. So if they made $200 million, that's a pretty decent profit at that level. At those like lower end $50 to $75 million movies, you make 200. That's a good profit.
Absolutely.
I think probably number 3 is going to theatre, isn't it?
They should do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's a Netflix owned property, can it?
I think they're allowed to do limited releases.
They've done it before. I can't remember what it was, but they've done it before.
Yeah, there's been a couple of little Netflix things that have popped in this theatre. Didn't what was the one with De Niro and all the the mafia film? Didn't that?
You mean like half of the movies he's ever done?
I was gonna say, can you?
It was one with it was the one with Pesci. You know where they all de-aged them.
Goodfellas.
I was gonna say, well,
they all de-aged the characters, didn't they?
I'll look it up.
I can't remember the name of it because I'm old and.
Titan says a Glass Onion was in the cinema for a few weeks. So
it was.
Instance.
Irishman. It's the Irishman. Thanks.
Yes, the Irishman. Thank you, Titan. Here we go. Yes. Sorry, my brain is just. Irishman. I think it had a 2-week.
I generally don't associate something called the Irishman with the mafia.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the brain right, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't think, oh, that's a mafia flick.
Good film though, but anyway. Shall we move on? I think we kind of got a little bit bogged down, but it's Chris Hemsworth.
Time to bog it.
Yeah, it's Chris Hemsworth, so we're okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gut reaction.
This was the big TV this week, folks. Robert Meyer Burnett said, for your information, before this was shown, he read the script and it's fantastic.
Was he high?
It definitely wasn't for the first episode that he read then.
Then he watched the first episode and he said they've changed all the script. What was that?
Wasn't woke enough.
So it's been obviously rewritten.
I wouldn't even say the problem was it's woke enough. It's just boring.
Oh my god, so
yes,
boring.
that is the thing that is definitely
the AI generated.
I thought I was watching it for 3 hours, and it was 55 minutes long.
Really
Vex,
sets the tone.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. So it takes place in present day. It's got some elements from, the Winter Soldier era of Marvel films, which is nice because it sets the tone really nicely, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's just the action sequences are really sloppy. They just throw everything in your face rather than just alluding to it or being sneaky with it, like building up the suspense. And it's just really boring. There was a fight sequence where two of the Skrulls get in a fight and one of them gets thrown through a pillar and you could see the pillar bounce afterwards because it's a styrofoam piece, right? So it's not that first episode was not very good. Are we doing spoiler alerts at all?
They've had time. They've had time.
Spoilers. I kind of get the feeling nobody gives a shit anyway.
Cares.
So
okay. Maria Hill comes back and she gets shot at the end of the episode, it was odd because I liked her character seemed to be going down an interesting route because we finally got a little bit more like her actually doing her shield job kind of there. And then it was weird too, because in all the promos before this came out, she said, "Oh, I got to go deeper into Maria Hill than I ever had before." I'm like, bitch, what? It was a terrible first episode. Just boring. There is clearly something there. It was just not executed well at all. That's really all I have to say on it. I'll watch the second episode though, because it's got hints that it's going to go down the ESG route. So
other than that, you're really into it, yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, if you remove the entire show, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They actually, I will give it this. There was actually one decent sequence. It was like toward the end where I forget the character's name, but the main Skrull is like walking through the crowd and kind of changing from person to person. That was filmed pretty well. Other than that, like 40 second clip, the rest of it was terrible. I was like, why couldn't more of it have been like that?
Here you go, folks. Tim's talk hello to me. This Fury is a Skrull, I'm calling it.
Actually, it's funny you say that because he is a Skrull at the end of the episodes. Like one of them turns into him. So
the same guy I was just talking about.
Here you go, Titan. Spoiler: Nick Fury is an old man.
Yeah, they just randomly. First of all, that doesn't make any sense because like he was gone for the 5 years of that whole thing. So like he's 5 years younger than like they're like pretending like he got older in the snap or the blip or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Right.
But it was like he's younger than people who the people remember him. So it's like
here you go, folks. Melvin Deeply, Mr. Brown Alliance says me. Here we go. New rule. You can give spoilers for shit stuff, but not good stuff.
Okay. No Barbie spoilers then. No Barbie spoilers.
Where do you draw the line? Because one person might think something's shit, and one person might think something's good. So
that's
how
true.
do we
but
know?
I do think that this is universally condemned as shit. This one I think we can all agree on.
We spoilt. Going back to what Melvin said, we spoilt John Wick 4 2 months after it had been out, and Time Prophet's not been back since.
There's some people who get angry when you spoil movies that are like 15 years old. So it's like, you can't win with certain people.
It happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Catty, your thoughts then?
I agree with Vex. It was very, very boring. I was like the whole time, I think Dark Hour said it felt like forever to watch this episode. I do, to say something positive about the show, there was a scene, it was that scene where we saw the bouncing concrete, but it was, okay, so I really liked Nick Fury in that scene because we got to see Nick Fury be Samuel L. Jackson, and like I said in my review, I was waiting for him to go, I'm tired of these motherfucking Skrulls on my motherfucking planet. I was like, yes, I was like, I like this Nick Fury. And then I also like Ben Mendelsohn's acting in this when Nick Fury shoots that Skrull and he says, and then he looks at him and he says, I said no. I actually felt that through Ben Mendelsohn. Like he was saying, listen, I know he's a bad Skrull, but listen. I know he's a bad Skrull, but these are my people. And you just killed one of them after I told you no, I could handle it. So I did think he did a good job there in terms of acting. Mm-hmm. I don't know about anybody else, but I was just like, the thing about the comic book is, if you ever read the comic book Secret Invasion, the great thing about it is it's like this mystery of who's a Skrull. This one, I'm all like, no, you totally could tell who was a Skrull before they did it, and that's what you're taking away, that mystery of it, of like, oh my god, this person was a Skrull the whole time. Shut up. And I just really wish that they would have tried to incorporate. They can do this espionage thing, but try to incorporate that from the comic book, because that was like one of the best parts of the comic book. And I won't give that away, because the you don't want that spoiled for you, because there are some that I, as a comic book reader, was like, shut the front door. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's a Skrull. I was totally surprised. Maria Hill, I have to say, when she died, I did not feel bad whatsoever. Like, I was just like, all right, bye, bitch.
She's 100% not dead, by the way.
And I also. Bitch. Exactly. I was like, bye, bitch. Speaking of Mariah here, Talos, by letting the Khaleesi go, he was directly responsible for her death, Maria Hill's, at the end, because if he would not have let her go, she would not have done this whole thing, and then she'd still be alive. And what's up with making women that are beforehand feminine and wearing these like very kind of tight outfits, very like feminine looking, to just throwing on a hoodie and looking all sloppy and everything?
That's
like,
the
I'm
point.
all like
androgyny.
Well,
Yeah.
In the context
say,
of the scene you're talking about, she was supposed to not be able to be noticed, but I get what you're saying. Like in the actual context, it made sense she threw on a hoodie, but it doesn't.
I'm sorry, I agree, but I just it was she was very off-putting. Like, there was no makeup on, nothing.
Something,
like,
and I don't know what it is about her, Emilia Clarke's career. She keeps she needs a new agent. Like,
she's not a good actress. That's her problem.
It's the Game of Thrones
curse.
That
too.
Yeah,
it's the Game of Thrones curse.
But she isn't a great actress. Vex is right on that front.
I mean, well,
not a lot of what she does is believable, and I think the only reason that she was halfway decent as Daenerys Targaryen is she's more of a method actor sometimes.
She's not an action
she was also
star.
naked.
She's
That
not an
was
action
nice.
star.
What?
They're trying to make her an action hero. It's just
And she's
ridiculous.
like 4'11" and had no muscle on her whatsoever.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. We should do t-shirts of this. Atom Grey. I give it 5 bins out of 5.
Absolutely.
I told you a shirt idea for the.
Some
just
people
literally
have
a bin.
been doing some spoilers.
Bin.
This
you
show
go.
has a lot of potential. It's just they keep Marvel and all these superhero films. Sorry?
Had potential.
It had potential. My mistake. Yeah. All these superhero films, instead of kind of giving us some mystery or allure, like, say, the early Marvel films did, they just like spoon feed it to you. Like, there was a part in the conversation where there's just like, they were talking about the blip, and then he had to just interrupt Ben Mendelsohn and be like, oh, your daughter? And I'm like,
Obviously, he knows who his daughter is.
it's just, it's silly things like that make it boring. And I like the concept. It's just, it's
One of the
TV
one
for
of the
dumb
main
people.
problems, and I think what you're hitting on here, one of the main problems with that kind of stuff is that it's been going on so long, and it's been so long since certain movies that they try to do it. They try to recap it in story, but the writers are so bad at it that instead of like doing it in like a fun way of like maybe showing like something in the background that reminds you about it, they just the only way they know how to do it is to write it as dialogue.
That's what I was expecting, in all honesty.
But don't tell.
Listen, you know why it's written like that, don't you?
Because it's written by morons.
Well, you're
For
watching it
morons.
all wrong. When you're watching it, put your iPhone in whatever hand you use your iPhone. Watch Secret Invasion while using your iPhone. It will make perfect sense.
Simple show for a simple audience. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
I wouldn't even say it's that.
No, I'd say it's exactly that. It's a simple audience that wants to do something a little fresh that isn't Friends, but a little more wild. So they go with this show, but it's still dumb enough as Friends that you can follow along everything that's going on. So, and there's no mystery or allure to it at all either.
And I will say this, I should have known it was going to feel like it took forever, because the intro video felt like it was a whole episode of a show by itself.
It did.
I was like, it was like, I'm not even kidding. It was about 2.5 minutes of intro. Like,
AI art. Yeah.
AI art. Exactly.
That was so jarring. It really got my hackles up from the start of the episode. And there's a couple of moments in it that I just thought, none of this makes any kind of sense.
Right.
So,
And it felt heartless looking at it too. I was like, I could tell this was an AI.
It was probably written by AI as well, so the whole thing was edited. And
it's just the script is boring and terrible, and even the set dressing is terrible. There are two things that I'll point out in this is, firstly, how many abandoned power stations do you think there are in the bloody world? If you know they're at one, there's got to be like 2, 3 tops.
They showed a map of like 45 in Russia alone.
But then they said, oh, but not all of them are mapped, so we can't trust this, guys.
So there's actually like 145 of them.
I think Tim's hit it on the head. TikTok generation, it's just the
definitely.
But then it's they're doing it wrong, because the episode feels like it takes forever, and there's long conversations that don't matter. So if it's TikTok, it would literally be 4-second clips of just nothing, and then move on to the next thing, and then move on. So it doesn't even appeal to that group.
They're doing it wrong. They can't even do the little bits right. There's a bar scene with Fury and Maria Hill in it, and they're playing chess. But the chessboard is at the wrong orientation.
Yes,
sideways. It's the wrong way round. They can't even get the little bit right. So I don't think they're going to get the big bit right.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to watch next week?
Yes, I will still see next week's episode.
I have to decide whether or not I'm going to do a video on this or just move on with my life.
I watched all of She-Hulk for you, Brown.
and what a rewarding experience it was too.
Absolutely. It's my favorite twerking video.
I will say, we can talk about this till the cows come home, which ultimately is what we do. But it's dead, folks. It's gone. Marvel's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just genuinely think it's gone.
It's been dead for a while.
I know that the Spider-Man No Way Home kind of tried to help resuscitate it, but for me, Marvel died for me after Endgame. I just lost all interest.
I think it did for most people.
Yeah, Marvel died during Endgame. Let's face it, Endgame was a shite film.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really was.
What?
Absolutely.
It really was.
We'll say Infinity War. How about that? Because
Infinity War was tolerable, but Endgame was just
Infinity War
crap.
is more than tolerable. Infinity War is actually really damn good.
It's pretty good. There are some parts of it that aren't great, but Endgame was just awful. And it killed my spirit for Marvel. I was a big comic book fan. I loved growing up reading comics and being into X-Men and Avengers, and these were not my Avengers. So I just couldn't take it anymore.
I will say, I've other than the last Spider-Man movie, the 3 Spider-Men,
No Way Home,
I've not watched any of the new. I've not been to the theater cinema to watch any of the new Marvel stuff. It's just gone.
I fly to India for
just.
it.
I don't even fly to India. I've just gone.
I will go see Kraven though in the theaters, even though that's technically Sony, but it's in association with Marvel. So.
Well, yeah, because at this point, they're essentially Sony is just like gripping at anything they can to try and build a universe that's not working.
And they are, but I think Sony will do well in the end. But it's going to take time.
Well, these other like the more like Morbius and these like spin-off films are not. I don't think their budget is nearly as expensive as the other ones. So if they're failures, it's not as big of a deal. I don't think. I could be wrong about that, but
Morbius was still it was over $100 million, that budget. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go. True pop culture 7. Me too. India has a lot of those movies. Yeah, it's a great destination to go this time of year, India.
It says here Morbius's budget was between 75 and 83 million.
Okay. So
maybe it made $100 million.
It made 167 million.
There we go.
Okay. So technically, it like broke even.
Here you go, R2. Sony is at least trying things. Marvel is stuck in poop.
Actually, I would argue that Sony is also stuck in a loop if you look at some of the original stuff they're making out of their video games. Uncharted, anyone?
Well, Sony is they're just lucky they happen to have one of the top 3 most profitable superheroes as the one that they have. If they had anybody else, it wouldn't matter. So
Yeah. And the whole point of finish.
I was gonna say, but it is going to be diminishing returns eventually. They have now an animated movie series. They have their movies. They have all the villains that are supposed to be in that universe.
They're planning to make the Sinister Six? That's been hinted at for quite some time in the Sony films, and it looks like with Craven coming now, it's pretty likely they're going to try and do, because he's the one that forms the Sinister Six, right? Originally.
I can't.
I believe so. I can't remember because there's been so many incarnations of the Sinister Six at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't do it after Craven, then I'm just like, stop edging me.
Listen.
Either do it or don't. Listen. I've had enough of this nonsense. I need the Sinister Six, or I don't want any more of these movies.
Matt Cat's sick of the blue balls. Damn it, let's go.
Didn't they say something about they canceled that Blue Bunny? What was the name of the wrestler super villain he was supposed to play? It's Bad Bunny, the rapper. I can't remember the name of the character. But I'm all like, why do they? That's
Who's Bad Bunny?
Yeah. He's a rapper. He is a rapper, yes, and he's supposed to play. I'm looking it up right now because I can't remember what it's called. But he's supposed to play a Spider-Man villain. He's like gosh, what are they called? Muerto? Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not a fast.
There you go, Titan. Look, coming in. Look at that.
Yes, and my whole thing is, though, with these movies, if they don't do, like I said before, a Sinister Six movie, and they have to have Spider-Man in there, because I'm tired of all these Spider-Man movies with no Spider-Man. Like, they're not, although I did enjoy Morbius, but I enjoyed it because I was just like, this is just silly. So I just, I
enjoyed the Tobey Maguire films for what they were.
Yeah,
they were better than the current ones.
Mm-hmm. I just like I said, either give me a Sinister Six or stop doing them, because I've had enough of your nonsense.
I'm still waiting for Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. I want that film.
I mean, I would watch that.
So I'd like them to just stop sympathizing with villains. Just make them villains. These are supposed to be villain movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Misunderstood. Without getting bogged down, Dark Hour, Secret Invasion then.
That's okay.
Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Do it.
Here you go, folks. He's not even here. He's not even here.
Bummer.
I mean, I can try.
Of the little platoon this evening.
Lord Cord's news round, everybody, at the little platoon. He even gets a big plug, and he's not even here, folks. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, I thought we were moving on.
Lots of kind of lots of stats this week. Okay, so director of Secret Invasion, is it Ali Selman? Says he was told not to read the comics before working
We've heard this before.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because the best way to adapt a successful IP is to ignore the source material.
Yeah, it's worked so well for him so far.
These people are arrogant.
It says
I don't understand.
Well, they're arrogant. They think they know better.
No, that's absolutely what it is. It's absolute arrogance. It's like, no, we can do a better story than this. We don't want to use this material. Look at Disney Star Wars.
Use the names? Like, just make up new names.
Yeah. You want to make a different character or make them that different, then give them a different name. Give them a different look.
For sure.
Or don't make it
folks.
at all.
In the chats, Mr. Brown says, use a big clever word when doing Lord Chord's bit, please.
It's funny.
Can you think of any?
Establishmentarianism.
News.
Yeah. So this guy should not have
Antediluvian.
Yes, antediluvian. I don't know what that means.
It means before the time of the flood.
Oh, gotcha. They should have totally not done this show, and they should have done an original show and not called it Secret Invasion. And if they do Secret Invasion, I'm just piggybacking on what you guys said. If they did Secret Invasion, then do Secret Invasion. And like I said before, you don't have to do the exact comic book, but try to capture the essence of it. This show is not the essence of it in any way, shape, or form. They're just trying to be all like, Skrulls can be people. And it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, keep the spirit of the original material. You're absolutely right, Matt.
As we said, Robert Meyer Burnett said he'd read the original script for this, and he said it was really, really good.
Well, now I want to know what the original script was because
Yeah.
So I wonder why it was changed then.
I'm gonna press X for doubt for that one because we've heard this time and time. Like, there's people that said that the Flash script was wonderful. There's people that said Batman versus Superman was wonderful. I doubt it. I think he was smoking some of the good stuff in Hollywood, and he saw this, and it just hit right. There you go.
I mean, it could also be the fact that he did get to read the script, and he's all like, "Oh, I got to read this script," and he. Because sometimes if you read a script, you're like, oh, this is really good. And then you see the movie and you're like, oh, I take it back. It was better in writing. I just, now that I see it, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'd love to know the story from Robert with regards to that.
I mean, I'm sure he'll put out a video about it. So
hopefully.
He's going to want to, you know, because it's out there that he was saying that it was going to be good in this. So he's going to want to, you know, get his point across as to why he said that.
It's a shame because when he said it's good TV, I thought, oh, okay. Because he was right with Picard, considering what we'd got before. And I thought, oh, okay, this might be okay. And it's something like... Go on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, there's parts of it that like I think, who was it that said like Ben Mendelsohn's acting was good? Like,
he's a quality actor, he is.
Yeah, there's still parts of it that are like these little embers of possibility.
Yes, yeah.
They won't like. It's so
you can see that there was a good concept
these,
there at some point.
They have these like really good actors on these like long-term contracts that are just locked into these shit roles. That's the worst part.
Right on.
Well, going back on what you said there, I kind of thought it's Samuel L. Jackson. They're not going to release shit with him in it. It's going to be good, but obviously not.
Yeah. No.
Stream killer.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Sorry, folks. Stream killer. Let's move on.
Bogged down.
Oh, God. Speaking of stream killer. Former James Bond director Martin Campbell gives his insight on Aaron Taylor Johnson's casting rumors as the next 007, believing it's not true, and he said 98% bullshit, apparently.
Didn't this come out not only a few months ago, but also earlier this week? It came out that apparently Henry Cavill had like auditioned or test screened for Bond pretty recently as well.
Yes.
And they
recently.
And they liked it a lot for Bond specifically.
Well, then it's settled. He's Bond now, I say.
I don't know if this is true though. These are all just rumors. Right? There's no
he
confirmation.
should be. Did you guys see him in that that Uncle movie?
What Man from Uncle.
Yeah, he was fantastic. And then he was also really good in Mission Impossible. I also like him as a bad guy, but he should just be Bond. He looks great. He's British, do it.
Yeah, but they're not going to give it to him for one because, he wants to play the role correctly and do the right thing by the fan base.
Yeah.
But number two, they're probably going to try to go in the direction of a female Bond. And I hope that that's not the case. But
they nipped that one in the bud, though, a few months ago, the female Bond thing.
Good.
Yeah, but then they're starting to hint at it again. So it's just kind of like, oh, God, no, it's coming to light again. So I hope that it's not the case. But
Cavill auditioned same time as Craig. And his audition was very, very impressive, but he was too young.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
So he didn't get the part.
Well, what's sad though is they're going to tell him he's too old for it now.
No, I mean Bond is supposed to be older anyway.
But
you know how it is.
I know that Hollywood seems to have this hate boner for Henry Cavill, but.
And I don't get it.
They won't put him in everything, but look at Chris Pratt. If we just listen to the internet and whoever screeches there, audiences apparently don't like Chris Pratt, but he is a moneymaker in the box office. So for them not to put Cavill in here seems kind of stupid because there is a very, very strong fan base that will follow him no matter what he does.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's franchise aside if they don't cast him.
There you go, Nicky Rella, and drink it.
His whole thing is that it'll be fine. Like he's not going to go on a suicide mission.
He's certainly handsome enough.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is a little too. I think he's the right age, and he can definitely pull off the physical parts of it. But he's a little small for.
I don't think he's got the.
I just don't think he can pull off the debonair of James Bond.
He can't.
He's a great actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He looks great, but I just don't think he's Bond
material.
Yeah.
No. Just maybe 006 or 008, but not 007.
Yeah. One away from the big time, but not quite.
Jay Goodwin's got the casting call right there.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Don't say those words.
I reversed the letters.
Those 2 words.
James Cottage.
I reversed the letters. Don't worry.
He's rebranded now.
So. And those 2 words are bad. Probably say it again, and I'll boot you, mate.
Boot ya.
Boot ya.
I do it actually in like my daily life now too. I just reverse the letters.
Right on.
Just as practice to not demonetize here.
Villain Dolmany. That's what I call him.
Right.
I wonder when we're going to see the new Bond. When is this going to be announced? They just seem to be dragging this.
It's going to be the 10th of February.
There you go.
It doesn't matter anyway because they killed Bond. But
who owns the? Who owns the IP for?
Isn't it Is it Paramount?
It's either Paramount or MGM.
It does belong
MGM,
to Eon Productions. I think MGM put all the money before, but didn't Amazon buy MGM? So technically, it's see, here we go. Yeah, I was falling over my words. Sorry, Iceman. Yeah, Amazon.
So then it will definitely be a woman. If Amazon has it now.
Probably.
Jane Blonde.
Get the woman who played Galadriel to play Bond.
Here you go. This is why we got the best chat, even though it moved up quickly. It's Smilex, Eon, Sony, MGM. Yeah. See, I was stumbling over my words. Cheers.
Black lives or black votes. Pronouns to kill.
Oh no.
Thinking man's joke, everybody. Very good. Very good. I just wish they'd get on with it. Yeah.
But how can you come back from the last movie? That's what I want to know.
Octoman pussy. There we go.
I can't. I will never forgive them for breaking me when I walked out of No Time to Die. But anyway.
I still haven't seen it, so
don't see it.
You don't want to.
Don't see
Okay,
it.
noted. All right.
Really, do not watch it. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Across the Spider-Verse, in the news this week, all the VFX artists apparently are after. Well, they're basically getting worked to death with reshoots of re-renders of stuff that they are doing. It says here up to 5 times redoing scenes. 11-hour, 12-hour days, 7 days a week to get the workout on time.
Yeah, it's a sweatshop going on there.
Yeah.
And Disney have been doing this a lot. It's coming out the more this goes on, and it isn't right. You know, I think if you're going to have a writer's strike, I think really the people who should be striking are the VFX guys because they are being railed.
It says here 100 artists left the film.
That's insane.
It is
absolutely mental.
Do they have a union? I don't know. If
look, there you go. Iceman, too bad.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Sorry, Iceman, I did not see your comment. Yeah, they should try to get a union in there so they can strike and be like, hey, you want your movies finished? Then you need.
If anyone deserves one, it's them. You know, I'm not used to unions.
They should fall. They should actually fall under like the stagehands union because technically they're doing physical work for it. So it's like.
Yeah, and I mean, like, listen, somebody
Listen. I love that everybody says it.
You talk to my mother for 39 years, and you'll start saying it too.
We do.
I just I don't know what I was trying to say now. Oh, I do now. I remember now. As somebody that has to work, sometimes 60 plus hours a week lately, working that many days, that many hours, it sucks balls, and being away from your family is just the worst. And I think and I do feel sorry for these people. And if this is the way it's going, I would have walked too. I would have been like, no, I'm out. This is not worth it. I remember when I was younger and my son was born, I missed his first steps because I was at work on a Saturday.
Oh, what?
That's horrible.
That sucks.
Didn't it come out some years ago as well that Disney was like intentionally, oh god, how do I word this? Like if the VFX artists or special effects artists would go look for other work, they would basically
blacklist them.
There we go. They would blacklist them essentially and spread bad kind of word of mouth about them so that they couldn't get hired by anyone else, effectively locking them in with Disney. I think that was 2 or 3 years ago that came out. Yeah. An uninspired reviewer says in the chat that they had over 1,000 animators on this movie, and the usual is less than 200.
But this is a jointly held responsibility. I mean, firstly, you've got the unrealistic release dates issued by the production studios. And secondly, is the VFX companies underbidding to take on the work.
Yeah. Because what they do is they tenure it out to all these different companies, and then they all bid for it. And then whoever gets the cheapest, gives the cheapest price, the studios go with them. So they're enthralled to these studios. And obviously these people who are taking on these jobs have got the staff who just like, you can't work for that and work over the clock. It's absolutely outrageous. It's a 24-hour sweatshop. And this is feudalism. What Hollywood has created is a feudalist kingdom with them at the top. It's really, really very disgusting.
And these people who do the work are very, very talented people.
Yeah, they are.
And they're getting treated like shite.
Not only are they getting treated like shite, their names are being attached to films that make them look bad. Yeah. When in fact, they are not the ones responsible for it looking bad. They're just doing the best they can in really difficult circumstances.
See, you're available.
Yes, Nikki Relihan in the chat says, for £5 British pounds.
Real money, folks.
Real money, folks. The VFX artists get railed worse than Z when Uncle Owen comes home drunk with the local farmers.
I'm too sorry.
Of course, I like to
That's
call
rough.
them Thursdays.
It is a shame because genuinely these people are carrying, when you think about it, if they don't do the work, there's no movie nowadays. So maybe they might realize they have the power, but not possibly yet. I don't know. Because
less films. Stop piling these awful, atrocious films, which the scripts aren't even worthy of these people's talent to turn into something on screen. I mean, it's so abysmal that they're just churning this stuff out, trying to make a buck every time that they release these films, rather than releasing one good film that will make $1 billion. They keep releasing these flops, like just one after the other, because there's no quality control. They've got unrealistic expectations imposed upon these people who are working hand over fist to try and get this thing out, and it's just not workable. It's not viable, and it's going to cost Hollywood in the long run as well. Everyone's going to be out of a job.
I mean, this is mostly prevalent within the TV series because they're doing so many rewrites on the fly. You know, they've literally got a couple of weeks to get those VFX done, and subsequently you are going to end up with things like She-Hulk or the last quarter of Black Panther.
Or the Flash.
Or the
Or
Flash.
everything else.
Hey, I thought the Flash was done intentionally bad. Wasn't that the
Oh,
thing?
yeah, right.
Intentionally
Fuck off
bad.
with that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got no
Shit.
problem with the Flash graphics, but then I've done lots of mind-altering substances.
So
Here you
have I,
go.
but I'm not your fault.
Kat, are you available, pal?
Absolutely. Look at that, cutie pie. So Matt 1 or Matt I, whatever it is. Where's Dark
$2.
Hour's OnlyFans link? Please and thanks. Yeah, Dark Hour, where's your OnlyFans link?
I mean, just go search it out. I'm sure you'll find it.
For sure.
And Catty, while you're up,
Yeah. Okay, so from Fiona M, love Fiona, for $2. DEI, another day, no time to DEI.
I will say all the links to the guests are in the description, folks. Like I normally put them because I'm good that way. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Speaking of across the Spiderverse,
I'm not even gonna bother saying that we didn't move on.
it's kind of like a side shuffle.
For sure.
Yeah, like a shuffle. Here you go.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse returns to #1 in the film's 4th domestic weekend with 19.3 mil.
More than what the Flash made on its second weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot more. But it's weird because this was supposed to be like the time of this like movie season where like everything was like jockeying for position. Like every other week there was going to be something overtaking the next one, and that's not what happened. Not at all. Not even close.
Right.
Has everybody seen the Spider-Verse movie?
No.
Yes, I did.
I saw it.
Yes.
No.
I'm not into Miles Morales as Spider-Man. That's not my thing.
Is
I'm
it
not gonna
worth?
watch
That's very problematic for you to say.
Yes,
I'm not
it
going to
is.
watch
I
this
know.
film with, trans lives matter slipped into the corner there.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. I
Not as
don't
much as
want to be
me.
propagandized to.
Was it propaganda or just a bunch of nuts on the internet that
It was
interpreted
that was
way?
mostly people on the internet. They never actually said any of that stuff in the movie.
No, but it's in there, like in the frames. It's like on like a poster on the wall or something. It's
Oh
all-
yes,
Yes,
there's a
that's
trans
true.
flag in one of the in like the child's bedroom in one
Yeah,
scene.
I didn't
I
even
just don't
know.
think
I
that's
didn't
called for.
notice that. But
Here you go, folks. Zeev, yeah, word of mouth probably is making this do well.
And
Yeah,
there's
in all
nothing
honesty,
else
I mean, it
better.
looks great. It
that's
does
what's
look great.
there's that was one thing that's been said in a lot of live streams, this one included recently, that word of mouth is still very important, and this season has shown that. There's been a lot of high profile flops in this year, and it's all word of mouth, people just saying that it sucked, don't go see it. So,
Here you go, folks. Black lives or black votes. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. You heard
Correct.
it first, folks.
that's a hot take right there.
He's a
Is that-
Spider-Man.
Is that sentence problematic?
Probably. It's too many M's. There's too many M's in that sentence.
Not problematic then.
No, not at all.
There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, call a spade a spade. It's Miles Morales.
I was just
It's not
talking about. I was
sentence
just talking about the
problematic.
grammar. Yeah, I wasn't really talking about the.
Okay. I feel we're getting bogged down a little bit on this. Shall we?
A bit.
Log up.
Move along.
Well, sorry, folks, we're getting bogged down. Let's move on. I think we are moving on. I hope we are. Here you go. Wes Anderson's. He has earned the biggest wide domestic opening of his career with Asteroid City. Is that 9 million?
Yep.
Mhm.
What
I
is
hadn't
this
even
movie
heard of
about?
This movie at all? Like,
It looks.
Yeah.
It looks. I love the look of it. I mean, it's got that very typical Wes Anderson look, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of like the whimsy thing that he does, and I like the 50s
I do too.
kind of. Look
I do
about
too.
this as well. I think 50s science fiction look, and it's got that hyper saturation going on. I really want to see this, so I'd be quite.
I've heard
is that what's her face?
that
from
it's
Stranger
not very
Things?
good.
It is Wes Anderson. It's very hit and miss, isn't it? Let's be honest. But
Sorry, Dark Hour. I cut you off, mate. What do you say?
Oh, no, I just said, is that what's her face from Stranger Things?
Yes.
That's Maya Hawke. Yeah.
Yeah, Maya Hawke. Yeah.
I know Annette Bening's in it. That's about all I
So
know.
ScarJo's in. Well, in fact, everybody's in it. Tom Hanks is in it.
How did I not hear about this then? Like, it just seems like it just came out of nowhere.
They advertised it like a B movie. They didn't really give it much press.
I was going to go see this, but then I heard people saying that it's not very good. So okay, but there are plus points. Here you go. Smilex, ScarJo gets them out.
Does she actually? I thought she said she would never do nudes, like at all. Like very recently, she said that.
She did. She's done it before, so I don't know.
But it's Wes Anderson, so it's high art, darling.
Has anybody in the chat? I'm dying on my ass here. Anybody seen this Asteroid City? As I said, I was going to go see it, but I'm not going to bother now. Here you go, Jay Goodwin. Wes Anderson is getting dangerously close to huffing his own farts.
Right. I mean, we all do that.
The fact there's so many Hollywood actors in all his films, it is highly uber pretentious art wankery, but
stunt
it's
boobs,
nice to look at.
Yeah. Anyway,
you can always tell stunt boobs. If you can't see the head, you can't see the face. It's not their body, right?
Are you an expert in that?
Oh, I certainly am.
Unless it's Emilia Clarke, or
but you could see her face in the scene.
Yeah, but that was CGI, wasn't it?
Well, not the first time they did. In the first season, no.
The first season and the 6th season, no. All the others, yes.
Yeah, once she actually became like a name, they started doing that kind of stuff.
I was going to say, literally everybody from Hollywood is appearing in this film, but as I said, I've heard bad stories, so I don't think it's a big enough of a draw for me to spend my money on this. So, okay, should we move on?
Yes.
Yep. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Why? Lots of stats this evening, folks. Barbie is in the long-range tracking to earn. Is that 60? Is that 55?
55 to 85 million.
Yeah, I'm blinded about. Sorry, folks. That's not bad money, if I do believe.
Why is everybody so excited about this movie?
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
This movie's gonna flop.
I will explain this to you, okay? It just looks like a fun, mindless flick, and B, it obviously is not taking itself seriously, and C, we're talking about a movie like this in a time where every movie is literally taking itself seriously. That's why everyone's excited for this.
Our little girl's going to go to this thinking this is actually like going to be a Barbie movie and get traumatized.
No, because little girls don't play with Barbie dolls anymore, which is a sad fact.
Little boys do. Here you go, uninspired reviewer. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
I know that story-wise, this is probably going to be a shit movie, but I know that I'm probably going to still have fun watching it in the theater because it'll have elements that will supersede all of that. So I think everyone is along the same lines because it's Greta Gerwig who wrote it as well, and she's a super, super feminist. So
yeah, I have heard that it does have an agenda built in, and they have not been advertising it like the way the story is.
The story, the way that they're advertising it, it comes off almost like the toy version of Free Guy. Like that, that's the sense I got while I was watching the trailer. It reminded me a lot of Free Guy.
Yeah, I think this movie's gonna flop.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the preview last weekend, and I'm like, really? This is gonna do well? Okay.
I think this will do surprising. I think this will surprise everyone.
I agree with Vex. I think it's going to be.
I feel like every movie this year is just like failing, so I wouldn't be shocked if this one does too.
Some of the things that Ryan Gosling has been saying on the press tours too has also got me interested. Like when he first,
you want him, don't you?
Oh no, actually, I don't find Ryan Gosling attractive at all.
Oh yeah, he is not attractive.
He's a good-looking dude, objectively, but I don't find him attractive. But he said that the first day that he was on set, he locked everyone in a room and played the speech from Braveheart for everyone to watch, and he wore a kilt the whole time.
And didn't he also bring in somebody to play like bagpipes with it too, or something like that?
Yeah, he did. And I'm just like, that sounds amazing.
That's
Like,
the worst. That's a fate worse than death. Having to listen to bagpipes.
But this is what I mean. Like, it sounds like they're just having fun with it. It's not taking itself too seriously. So
what does super feminist mean?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
No, it's even worse than that. Like super feminist is like those ones you see like
Amy Schumer. There we go.
Yeah.
Then how
was
can that be good?
Yeah, Amy Schumer was actually supposed to play Barbie in the original script for this before Greta wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And she bailed because she said it wasn't feminist. So it sounds like
yeah.
Oh, so it does stand a chance of being fun.
It does, yeah. Again, it's not taking itself too seriously. Even just there's a picture of Margot Robbie doing the press tours, and she's in the pink car and everything, pink outfit, acting like it's fun.
It's got $100 million budget, so it actually, I mean, to be a success doesn't require a huge amount, like 250 million, and that's a pretty good success for this movie. I think it could do that pretty easily. So for it to flop, it would have to make 170 or less.
Right.
I think it is going to be a hit.
I think it's going to be a hit as well.
Yeah.
A proper hit as well.
I don't see the draw, but I do see.
Apparently, my bagpipes take is
watching.
very controversial.
The thing is, if you throw a load of shit at a wall, some of it will stick. i.e., the movies that are coming out at the moment are all shit.
Yeah.
Occasionally one will stick.
There's no Citizen Kane or anything like that this year. Surprisingly.
I refuse to retract my opinion of bagpipes, by the way. I refuse.
Here you go, folks. Uninspired reviewer. Sorry, chat moved up. My bet is 550 mil total minimum, 700 mil max.
That would be an overwhelming success.
Yeah, for 100 mil budget. Yeah.
Let's consult the movie wizard now, Cynic, when we can, because he'll know exactly how well this film will perform.
YouTube. Yeah,
he is spot on lately. He's hit like every one, like bang. I was like, why aren't you playing the lottery, bro?
For the Brits, we need to call him Stato. But anyway, shall we move on? So it's going to be a hit, yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it's with a budget like that, it's almost a guaranteed hit. There's really no. It would have to be just so atrociously bad that I don't even the worst movies make 200 million now. So
you know what what I've seen of the actors, I think they have had fun making it. So if anything, that might come over. Atom Gray, I'll go 750. Think of the merchandise, yeah.
I'm gonna go 500. I think it'll break at least 500 in the box office.
Iceman 250.
There's nothing else like it that's coming out in the same time frame, because before that we have Mission Impossible. Then it comes out the same day as Oppenheimer, and afterwards, then
twice in Japan.
The next big release really is Blue Beetle, and everyone has superhero fatigue, right? So this is the only movie of its kind that's coming out during the summer months, and for that reason alone, it's going to do well.
Is the Aqua I'm a Barbie Girl on the soundtrack?
No, apparently
that would have been amazing.
There's a copyright issue.
Weak.
Yeah.
They should have just paid them. But anyway,
there's a remixed version of it that's featured in the trailer, but yeah, it was something with whoever holds the rights to.
Oh, they're probably asking a shit ton for it, and they said
a ton of money, and they went, nah,
Well, you guys remember? I think Mattel tried suing them when they originally released the song because they said they portrayed Barbie as a slut, and they didn't appreciate that.
She is a slut.
Well, she kind of is, yeah. So
that was, I think that was 97. Was that 97 when that came out? Can you believe it?
Mid-90s.
Yeah, late 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Mission Impossible. Dead
I see it.
Part 1 is tracking to earn 90 million in the first weekend.
Easy.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, those movies are easy money.
It's guaranteed.
They had the premiere in London this week. Anybody see the pics?
Nope.
No.
Channel favourites, Ailey Atwell. Looks like she's gone vegan.
No.
I went.
I'm looking this up. Hold on.
She was so pretty.
She was
I went,
so pretty.
what bitch? What the? I am really, really, really looking forward to this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Anyone else?
I am too. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I'll be going to the cinema to watch this. Looking forward to it.
I'm almost tempted to watch it on IMAX if Tom has been trying to get big screens for it. So he believes in his product. What do you think?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, worth it, I would say.
Go and see it on the big screen and not at your local Slots Light cinema.
Or India.
She does have there's something going on with her face, and she does look a little thin. But yeah, there's something off with Hayley Atwell.
I think there's some kind of non-dairy thing. Yeah, some non-dairy thing kicking in there, possibly.
I had lost sound there for a second. Now I came back, and you're talking shit about Hayley Atwell. This will not be allowed.
Well, it's done.
Get in the bin.
Yeah, get in the
My
bin.
headphones literally just went out. Like, I had to go find my backup pair.
They haven't been advertising this movie a lot. Like all the advertising has been just like Tom Cruise doing the stuff on set, which has been selling the movie alone. So this will be. I would be surprised. I would not be surprised if this made $1 billion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it's a shoe-in for $1 billion. Easy. Tom's going to get $2 billion movies on the trot. Because remember, he saved Hollywood.
Yeah. And he's going to be the first action star in space as well. It's one of his upcoming movies.
Wow.
There's nothing that guy won't do, is there? Let's be honest.
You probably wouldn't go down and look at the Titanic.
Titanic, yeah, maybe not.
That's
might
not
be going
right.
a bit too far.
Yeah.
Vex, you said there's not much. Who said there's not much advertising of this?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of promotion for it.
I don't think they
don't
need
think it needs
to.
it.
I think they're in a lovely position where they don't
Yeah.
need to. How
Yeah.
great is that? Just by Tom Cruise jumping out of a plane at Christmas, thanking the fans. And the,
I mean, that is
Yeah,
the
I forgot about
advertising.
that. Yeah.
You don't need anything else after that.
And he also released the footage of, when he did the jump off the side of the...
So all that stunt stuff is selling the film for them. They don't
Yeah.
need any
They
advertising.
don't even need
yeah.
to advertise it because they just know everybody's going to go watch this. Here you go, folks. Fiona M in the chat for $2. Haley makes her own dairy.
I bet she does.
Okay. When is this out? Is it end of next month?
Yeah, it's July. Yeah.
Beginning of July, I believe.
All right. Okay. So
First week of July.
So if there was any thoughts of Indiana Jones making any money as soon as this comes out, that's done.
Oh, it's done for sure. Yes.
it's going to kill it dead, isn't it?
It's already pretty dead,
already
but
dead.
more so, yes.
Here you go. Ooh, here we go. R2. I haven't seen an MI film since the second one. What?
R2.
In fairness, the second one was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's the worst one in my opinion.
So R2, I was the same way until recently, and then I binged all of them, and it gets way, way, way better. Way better. It's worth it.
Honestly, for this one, I think you just need to watch the last maybe 2 of movies, and you should be fine.
I think R2 you should watch them, mate. 3 from I think 3 was the J.J. Abrams one, and that's
Yes.
pretty good. 4 was great.
6 has Cavill, if that's a selling point at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
These
he's my favorite
films have
part of
just
that
got
movie.
better and better and better.
The missions just keep getting more impossible.
That's what we want, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a hard word to say. I thought that was going to be easier than it actually was.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Ego, Atom Gray. Indy will burn comedically.
Oh.
I got my ticket for Indy yesterday.
I only bought it because I planned to review it, and
That's exactly why.
Yeah, I don't have any, and I didn't even buy it. It was like I have like all these like free passes that I've had stored up for years for my local theater membership.
You go, folks. Uninspired. Yeah, MI3 is great. It is. Occasionally, JJ does a good movie.
How long ago are the original one, like the original trilogy now? It's like 20 years.
1996.
Yeah.
I think was the first one.
That's almost 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think everybody should go see it. In fact, I know everybody's going to go see it. So let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew everybody was going to go see this too, so just throwing that one out there.
Well, next week, yes.
This is why I haven't been on, because I thought, okay, we're over the Flash thing now, so I can come back on, and then you bring this up.
It will never die for Brown. It will never die.
Hashtag the Flash grosses 15.3 million in its second domestic weekend. See, all this was for movie cynic, but never mind. A 73%, and to be fair, he called it drop.
The exact number.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
Worse than Morbius.
Which is a bummer, because it's a better movie than Morbius.
It is a better movie, objectively, yes. But again, why would I want to spend the time to go see this movie in theaters when I know the universe it's part of won't even exist by the end of this year anymore?
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah,
Everything
that's
else
fair.
aside, right? Everything else aside, because that's the whole shtick with superhero movies now, right? Is that they're all connected, so you go see them, so you get the bigger picture. But it's Ezra aside, CGI aside, poor story aside, why should I care about this?
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
This
That's a fair
this
point.
movie was definitely playing on hard mode with the Ezra Miller stuff, all the things you just said. There was definitely not they disabled easy mode.
I said it would play a part. Just, I think it was inevitable.
Yeah, it also, I mean, like a little off topic, but on topic. It also makes me wonder how Blue Beetle's going to do, because James Gunn made that comment about Blue Beetle as the first character in his DC universe, and I'm all like, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense.
Did you see the same trailer I did? Because it was awful.
Oh,
yeah.
I
you
like
kidding?
the trailer, but I read those, like, I recently just picked up those comic books, and they're not too bad, but
I love the Blue Beetle, but I don't see anything like
This movie does not look good.
Well, this is the second incarnation of the Blue Beetle. They're doing the thing that they did with like so many of the characters in Marvel, where they're just skipping the first version for no reason, because it's a problematic white man.
What I was reading is that Blue Beetle apparently in one of his incarnations helped start the Justice League. So I
The
imagine
original Blue Beetle.
Yes, the original.
But I imagine that because they skipped the white fella who was first, they'll use the brown fella to still do it. Because the actor playing Blue Beetle, he also came out a couple days ago saying that there's a whole universe planned for Blue Beetle, and that he really hopes that it will come. Yeah, it'll come to light. So.
Here you go, folks. MGUK4. Mr. Brown's superhero name would be the Vegan. And then it could be the vegan problematic white man.
That's me. Wait a minute.
Blue Beetle will bomb. It just looks like a generic film.
It really does, and the effects look awful in the trailer. I mean, there's always time to brush that up, but
it's got that Marvel humor as well. It's got that horrible humor. It's just
which is where James Gunn came from. So I expected him to turn this universe semi-Marvel. So I'm not surprised by that.
And Batman's a fascist.
Yeah, Batman's a fascist.
Melvin deeply liked The Flash.
I like The Flash too.
Yeah,
I did as well.
There was portions of it I enjoyed, but
I mean, I don't
really
think it's horrible. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I
don't think it's horrible, but Little Platoon did make a good point last week, and I think part of the reason why people had some disinterest is because there was no consistency with the direction and the writing of some of these films with the DCEU.
Yeah.
And even though it was an enjoyable film for me, and I honestly thought Ezra Miller did a decent job.
He did a good job, I
Yes.
think.
You know,
Very good
acting,
job.
and I liked Michael Keaton being back as Batman. But there was so much wrong with everything that was going on with DCEU and Ezra Miller's personal life that I just really think it helped to kill this. But I don't understand why they left it open-ended like they did with him being in an alternate universe when this is never going to get resolved.
Right.
I don't get it. So what was the point in even making this movie?
Here you go, folks. Uninspired reviewer. I liked The Flash 2. Would rewatch. Yes, so would I.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't they supposed to start filming this before COVID, and then COVID happened, and that's what delayed it a whole lot, and then the whole reworking the DCU then happened.
Yes.
So from the
It's been on the
get-go,
cards for
And then
decades,
plus Ezra
isn't it?
Miller.
Forever.
which again is still Ezra Miller aside, though, it's just like the timing was all wrong for this movie, unfortunately, as well.
Yeah.
You go, Melvin Deeply. I saw The Flash yesterday. Really enjoyed it. You just need to accept Ezra Barry Allen is and everything works perfectly. Weak ending maybe, but this is entertaining. Yes,
I agree.
Ezra Miller had this like unique situation where he got to both be a character that was well played and people enjoyed, but at the same time also play a character that was completely insufferable. So it was like, and they were the same character. It was it's a very interesting situation.
I did like how he called his younger self out for being annoying, because that's what we all thought about him in the previous movies. So.
You go, folks. MJuke84. Watch the vegan as he meets his arch nemesis, protein source. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Or big meat. I think
Big
that should be your movie.
Tomahawk steak. There you go.
Meat.
I could just imagine that whole exchange. You're like, vegan, you have avoided me all this time, but now you're going to get hit by big meat.
Oh,
Right in
vegans
the
are always
face.
voiding, let's be honest.
Big meat is going to hit you right on the chin, damn it.
We'll give
You're gonna
final
take
word to
this on the
Connor.
chin.
Hello, Connor. The story doesn't make any sense, but beyond that, I suppose it was okay. You know, I really enjoyed,
I enjoyed
the 2
it.
hours I was watching it.
How do people enjoy anything, honestly?
If you turn your brain off, it's an enjoyable film. Yes.
We're going to kind of step to the left a little, if I may.
Preemptively stopping me from doing my joke. I see how it is.
It's going to bomb, folks. A 150 million loss.
For a studio that's already suffering monetarily, too.
And I don't think Blue Beetle's going to bail him out. So
That's true. Yeah, they should just. They still have time to get the tax write-off for both Blue Beetle and Aquaman. As much as I want to see Aquaman, because I love Aquaman, they really should just can them and get the tax write-off like they did with Batgirl.
I think Aquaman will make him money still, in all honesty.
There's also
Jason
certain
Momoa.
situations.
Yeah.
But
There's certain situations that are required for you to do that. They're like for at least for the Flash. It's like I know that the movie can't be 100% complete. Like you can't have all principal filming done for your for it to be a tax write-off. Also, if you advertise it in any way, it now is officially public, so you can't write it off.
Oh, well, then never mind. They can't.
That's interesting.
Ego R2. I'm so tired of people telling me to turn my brain off for a movie. If I have to turn my brain off, the movie is shit. I will say I didn't have to turn my brain off for this.
No, I didn't have to either.
Yeah. I did kind of like the timey-wimey shit.
Honestly, like there was, I even said in my review that like the through line of like loss and struggle and all that stuff being required for a person to become who they're supposed to be is one that anybody can relate to, and it's a fantastic storyline. It's where it's when you start to like break your own rules or not learn lessons about things that it starts to get annoying with that, and that really all started toward the very end. So You can get through a big chunk of the movie without having any broken rules, basically.
Here you go, folks. Melvin again. It's actually better than just about anything Marvel's put out since Endgame, Spidey aside, and definitely better than Aquaman 1.
Listen.
I can agree with all except for Aquaman 1 because I really liked Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman 1 was fantastic.
It was a very fun movie.
I thought it was a brilliant movie, in all honesty.
The first half was better than the second half.
Stop that.
Yeah.
You stop that. It was a fantastic movie.
It was not a fantastic movie.
Listen, that movie was fantastic. It had Jason Momoa in it. And he had in the bin. Yes, he had a fantastic hair. It was beautiful.
But here, the point you just made is why Aquaman 2 will actually make some money, is because people will pay just to see Jason Momoa shirtless on the big screen.
That's true. But don't you think that Amber Heard thing has something to play with people not going to see? Because I didn't think people would not see this movie because I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I thought people would be able to separate the art from the artist, but I said
they wouldn't.
And I just see for Aquaman 2, all I hear is people when I talk about that movie is go, yeah, but Amber Heard's in it. And I'm like, yeah, but they busted her down to 10 minutes. You can deal with 10 minutes. And they're like, nope, can't. And I'm like, all right, well, then I'm sorry. You're not going to see this movie.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a weird... I can understand not wanting to see a movie for ethical reasons, but like to say I don't want to see it because Amber Heard is getting money or she's already been paid. Ezra Miller was also already paid for all of this.
It's done.
So you're not making a statement at all, really.
She's not getting any of the money that you spend on your movie ticket.
Yeah, that's all WB.
Good point.
Yeah, but if it fails, then she won't be getting any more anyway. I don't think she will be.
She's not anymore.
No, her career's over.
Having said that.
Speaking of statements, Jay Goodwin, I would remind the esteemed panel, I think that's you, that at Melvin Deeply also believe this movie would make. How much is that, Z? What? 1.45
billion.
Poor guy.
Billion.
I think Melvin should do. To be fair, I said it'd make $1 billion, but there you go.
Melvin. Yeah, I thought it would make $1 billion
so too.
Also.
Yeah, crazy world. It probably would, but anyway.
One of the alternative realities it did. Don't worry.
Yeah, Melvin should do a forfeit. But anyway, this is a quick sidestep. Sorry, folks. Did anybody see this? This was the set for the Batcave. When I saw this, I thought that's why they didn't bin the film. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
I know, it's beautiful. Look at that Batmobile.
How much money is there?
A lot. It's all papier mache.
Do you think it was like this when Bruce Wayne had his actual Batcave built? And all the builders are looking around going, what are all this stuff's for?
Compartmentalized.
That is actually the thing that's always bothered me about Batman.
It's compartmentalized. That's what they do in the military. A billionaire can pay off a lot of people who won't know what the left arm is doing with the right arm, etc. So it'd just be completely compartmentalized. I get it. It's fine.
There was another photograph where they've got actually a waterfall as well.
Wow.
It's just incredible.
It looks amazing. I can't believe that they brought it or resurrected it, so to speak. It was amazing. The attention to detail was just awesome.
Was supposed to show up in those 2 other canned WB films though too, right? So I imagine this set was multi-purpose.
Yeah, the Batgirl movie. He was going to be in that as well.
And Supergirl.
Fit. Okay. That does look mightily impressive. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Somebody posted this. I think it's Culture Crave.
Culture Crave did.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I nicked your graphic. These are all the domestic box office openings for all the DC stuff.
Oh dear. Slight decline.
Where do we want to start? Should we start at the bottom?
Well, that one,
Or
the,
top?
the,
Top.
the
Top or
bottom
bottom?
makes the
Top or
bottom
bottom?
makes a lot
Top.
of sense.
Bottom.
I thought you'd like
Middle.
bottom. Lee, I thought you'd like bottom.
Yeah.
Oh well, yes. Well, that's true. That's true, actually. Yeah.
Where are we starting then?
Bottom.
Bottom.
Okay, because that means we're bogging up then, doesn't it?
That's right.
WW84 16.7.
That came out like literally during the massive like height of COVID, though. So like that one is almost like you just can't even count it toward anything.
Yeah, but it wasn't very good either, though.
Yeah, but
in all
but
fairness.
even that's usually whether or not this. So this is the opening. So usually whether it's good is irrelevant to the opening. It's the hype behind it. And this one was released during COVID, and they also released it for free on HBO Max.
Yeah. Forgot about
So that one is very misleading in terms of what it could.
I wouldn't even put that one on here just for
Yeah.
that reason.
Still shite though.
Oh yeah, it was a terrible movie,
Yeah.
but it was coming off of Wonder Woman, which had a lot of hype.
Considering how good it was. the
So
first one.
if this would have been a different situation, this probably would have been closer to 100 million opening.
And it was still shite though.
Oh yeah, it was terrible, but
Is that the original Suicide Squad?
no,
No,
the
it's the second
Suicide
movie.
Squad is the second one.
Again,
It's
that
the
was kind of
James Gunn.
COVID.
That was
lag.
also digital simultaneous release.
And
so-
all that one was also because the original Suicide Squad was so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
the
liked
Suicide
the
Squad
second
was
one.
brilliant. I loved it.
It was pretty good. I liked
I really
it.
enjoyed it.
it was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the second one. Here you go. Shazam. 30.1.
Is that 2 or 1?
That's 2. That's Fury of the
Oh,
Oh, is
okay.
it
I was
two?
gonna say
Oh,
the
I've not
first
seen
one
that
was
one.
pretty good.
So
Yeah,
that one, the problem is, I think like right before it happened was when right before they released that was when they announced that it didn't matter. They like that they put out that was when like the press release that it was like being essentially
Yeah. Beginning of March is when they announced that James Gunn was taking over and they would be scrapping everything. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I do my research.
He does. He's great, isn't he? Here you go. Tim Salk. Suicide Squad. I actually liked. Yeah, I did as well.
It wasn't bad.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Shazam 2. I had to start that movie 3 times just to get through it. For the life of me, I could not try to get through like the second one specifically. I just kept forgetting what happened. It was such a forgettable film.
Birds of Prey. 33.
Did not watch it.
Never
That had,
seen it.
No,
that had
Never
such a
seen it.
terrible
No interest.
marketing. That had such a terrible
Yeah.
marketing campaign. It doesn't help that it wasn't a good movie, but their marketing campaign was atrocious for that one.
So bag of shite. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bag of dicks.
That no bag
What's
of
wrong with
vaginas
that?
because it was a feminist film.
vaginas. Yes, vaginas.
Bag of vaginas.
It wasn't made for you.
Okay.
I don't think it was made for anybody.
Rude.
Oh, here we go. Shazam 1.
Wasn't
like
bad.
Shazam.
I like Shazam.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as
It's
well.
a fun movie.
I think
Not
the only
bad.
reason why this one's like lower on the list is because nobody really knew anything about the character.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is weird
100%.
because actually historically, Captain Marvel was what he was called for years. Used to outsell
Yeah.
Superman years ago.
Yeah.
So
That's right. They had to change his name because of Marvel Comics.
yeah, even though like basically the Shazam character was bought from a different comic book company, and then Marvel and DC fought over the rights of the name for like a decade.
Yes.
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 The Flash. 55.
Okay.
I mean, we all just talked about that. So
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, moving on.
Am I allowed to say this? Black Adam.
demonetized.
67.
I think he's person of color, Adam. Now
Oh no.
Noir.
POC
Noir Adam. Noir Adam.
Didn't see
Yeah.
it.
67.
I suffered through it. It was bland. I was so bored.
I quite enjoyed it. Got me out of the house for the afternoon. It was okay. It was just fodder.
I keep forgetting that it exists, and I have HBO Max, and or Max now, and I just forget that it's there. I know it's got The Rock in it, but
It wasn't the worst movie by far. It wasn't even close to the worst movie on this list.
That
so.
was
Black.
the movie where we all thought things were going to start to happen in our favor, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
It was a nice feeling for a week or
5
two.
minutes. Yeah.
Vex.
Sorry. Black Adam came out like 2 months before Shazam 2 or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because we all remember how The Rock Johnson basically had like a mental breakdown, like in real time over the box office for this movie, and that probably killed Shazam 2 a little bit as well.
I mean, it was his own fault. He didn't want to have Shazam and Black Adam connected at all, even though they're intrinsically connected.
That's so stupid because they are. That doesn't make any sense.
Person of ethnic origin, Adam.
Oh my god.
That's actually accurate for the movie.
It is. Aquaman 67.8.
Hey, Cynic's here.
Oh, yeah. We have a question for you, the movie Cynic.
Hey.
Why are you such a bastard? Here you go. Movie Cynic is here, everybody. $5.
It's because his hair is not blue anymore, so he just hits every single one of the.
To be fair, I'll give him this. Your box office guru is here, everybody. He's good with his Stato is here, everybody. Mr. Stato.
Mr. Stato, since you're here, what is your box office prediction for Barbie?
Yeah, it was okay. So where did we get to? So
we're at Aquaman now.
Did we do Aquaman?
We just.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
I'm actually considering, in fact, how much money it made. I'm a little shocked it was such a low opening.
Yeah.
Even Amber Turd looked fit in it.
She did. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one next to it? I can't.
Justice League.
Justice League. Really, Brown?
My eyes are that bad. Honestly, my eyes are. Okay, so Justice League.
There's a lot of hype for that one, so I can believe that opening weekend.
Is that? Yeah. That's obviously the what's his Whedon version.
The Whedon one.
The Justice League.
Justice.
Yeah, because there wouldn't be an opening weekend for the Snyder cut because that was released on HBO Max.
Correct.
Here we go, folks. Hot off the chat press, movie Cynic. LOL in Barbie. 40 million opening depends on how early reviews are.
Okay.
What do you think it's going to make, Cynic, overall? We'll see what it says. We kind of came up with a figure, didn't we? So we'll see if
we
it
did,
agrees.
yes.
Okay. So, Wonder Woman 103.2. I really liked Wonder Woman.
At some point, I'm gonna have a bet with Vex, and if I win, her punishment is going to be that she has to be like on a stream where that plays for like an hour straight.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
It's a phenomenal like score. It's just been butchered to death.
But it's gonna be the loop of just that little bit. It's not gonna be the whole song.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be just that like 8-second clip over and over and over.
Guys. Wonder Woman.
Fuck off.
Come on, Z, you let me down.
When she showed up in the Flash for the 60 seconds, she was there like, oh, I'm gonna hear the fucking theme. Our test there was.
Yep.
Okay, so is that Man of Steel?
Yes.
Yes.
116.6.
I'm
actually would have thought that would be higher.
One.
Yeah.
Massively disappointed with that film.
Where did he open? On a farm?
Third act.
Russell Crowe as
Dog
Jor-El.
shite.
All I gotta say, Russell Crowe as Jor-El.
I am legitimately shocked by this next one, by the way.
What is it? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Actually, I'm not surprised by this one.
Well, at the time, no one knew what the hell the Suicide Squad was.
You want
because they didn't read the comics.
Two reasons why I think that film did as well as it did. Jared Leto and all his crazy antics and all the stuff that was coming off of the set.
That's true.
I remember it because it was filmed primarily in Toronto, and I'd actually seen part of one of the shots they were filming while I was down there. But there was a lot of footage coming out of Toronto, and people were flocking literally to go see this set. So I can believe this one.
What's the top one? Batman
versus
v
Superman.
They're literally right next to it, Brown. They're literally. That's
for a vegan who eats a
Oh
lot of
yes.
carrots,
Oh yes. I will be setting up a GoFundMe for some spectacles.
You can buy them at the drugstore for like $10.
Vegan cataracts.
Right.
Now, this one actually makes sense, despite the fact that the movie was terrible. This had been something people had been asking for like 2 decades up to
That's
that point.
true.
So it makes sense that it has such a big.
Should have been built
Isn't
up
that
to.
what Nicolas Cage's Superman was supposed to be? Was a Superman versus Batman type thing originally?
Eventually, they were going to get to that.
Keaton bowed out.
So eventually, they were supposed to get to that, but then obviously everybody knows the story about the Nick Cage Superman and how that got shelved for like a year, and then they rewrote it, and then shelved for another year, and rewrote it again.
Here you go, folks. Jay Goodwin at Mr. Brown answers me. Jeebus, I just had cataract surgery and I can still read this shite. Well, I even produced the show and I can't read it.
Shame on you, Brown.
Never mind. Here you go. Movie cynic, Blue Man himself. Barbie, all clear, 250 to 3.
I'm going to say 500.
Now,
I'm going to say 500 as well.
Does that mean profit? Or is he saying it's going to
gross?
That's the gross amount.
Right. Somebody clip that.
Well, that's what I said. If it made that, it would be an overwhelming success. So, and anything after that would be even more.
Okay, so is Movie Cynic saying it's going to it's going to make 400 then?
No, he's saying that that's going to be the box office. 253.
Oh, right, okay. How much did we say, folks?
500.
Well, each one of us had a different answer.
Yeah, some people kind of said 750 as well.
$7 billion.
Yeah.
Man, they really, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. If it makes $1 billion, they better get some toys on shelves for that one, because I don't know.
The international markets will really eat it up. 2 white leads. That says enough.
Oh yeah, China's gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was okay.
First.
Shall we move on? Are you leaving us now, Dark?
No. I said I'd stay for the next segment. I'm staying for it. Damn it.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll leave after this.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so there are a lot of movies there we wanted to like, but ultimately most of them were dog shite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yes. The Lizard Man versus the Cyborg.
This was announced this week, wasn't it? Battle of the Billionaires. Zuckerberg and Musk. They're going to do cage match, aren't they?
Well,
I hope so.
It's going to be a slaughter. Zuckerberg's going to wipe the floor with him because
he's actually trained, first of all. But it's weird because he did a tournament. It was the BJJ tour in Silicon Valley. And there's like a video of him like complaining to the referee after he lost that like he shouldn't have lost, and then they like did a rematch. And to not get bogged down in the rules of jiu-jitsu, he was making a snorting noise, which is very typical of what happens when you're being choked unconscious. It sounds kind of like you're snoring, but it's like your brain is essentially trying to get oxygen. Yeah, it's a death rattle. It's like it's like that, and so he like complained. It was like, oh no, that didn't happen. They restarted it and he won. So he actually had like won a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments. He has been training for about a year and he has a lot of money to get like private lessons and stuff. So he's probably pretty decent. But you know, he's also a lot smaller than
I was gonna say, isn't he a little dude?
Yes, so I actually have their stats here.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did. I'm assuming it was the lightweight division, based on the fact he weighed in at 149 pounds, or what was it? I don't know how many kilograms that is. I'm sorry. I use archaic methods of weight, but and so he's about 5'7", 5'7", and then Musk's numbers are definitely off because it says he's 6'1", about 190 pounds, but I've seen him without a shirt on. That dude's pushing 220. So,
but he's going to lose some weight for.
Now, here's the thing: if these two actually did do this, and Musk actually started training legitimately for, I don't know if it's going to be like a year or whatever, that weight difference is going to be huge.
Yeah, you'll break Zuckerberg in half.
Hopefully.
Apparently, the box office on this could be billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
You know why? Because a lot of people hate Zuckerberg. Well, a lot of people hate Musk as well, but I think people would rather see Zuckerberg get taken down.
Yes. I just want to know if he's actually a lizard. That's really all I want to know.
Dude, he looks like one lately. He looks insane. It's like, with that much money, why didn't you do anything to maintain your looks? I know he didn't really have looks, but something to not look so rough.
He looks like a young Data, doesn't he, really?
So I'll address some of the stuff in the chat. So Mark Zuckerberg actually trains at Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu with Dave Camarillo, who is a fabulous, he's been around forever. He's a fantastic jiu-jitsu guy, judo guy. He's trained a lot of great fighters. So he's training with like a legit team. It's not like he's just, doing it and being like, hey, look at me. He's actually training for real. The size differential would be a big deal, though. Right now, it wouldn't be. Like, if they fought right this minute, Zuckerberg would beat the shit out of him. It wouldn't even be close. A year of jiu-jitsu training is enough to make an untrained person look like an idiot. So
this is not going to happen immediately, then, is it?
I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Really?
I don't think it's going to happen at all. You think that these two guys would put their reputations on the line like that? I don't think.
I think Musk would do it, but Zuckerberg would chicken out.
Apparently, Zuckerberg blocked Musk on Twitter yesterday.
Well, then, what is it?
Wow.
Well, yeah, you can't block Zuckerberg on Facebook, right? Like, it's impossible. No. Yeah, okay.
No, you can't.
So then I would just, if I was Musk, I would just have somebody go in and undo that, or just go in and change it. Be like, see, I could do that shit too.
Yeah.
And then follow him immediately. Be like, I'm following you.
I'm your bestie.
All
my posts are going to appear first in your list.
Melvin, I don't think this is going to happen either.
No,
Zuckerberg won't do it.
No, I think it's just something to get some attention.
And even if it did happen, first of all, they're not in the same weight class. They're by MMA standards, they're 3 weight classes apart.
I mean, how do you class a robot and a lizard, though? Realistically.
Smilex, send them my way, for Christ's sake.
I get 49 dick pics a day from Zuck on Facebook.
What, from him? I'm not here. I don't want to hear.
Are they lizard dicks?
Lizard dicks.
I love 49. Very good.
Well, that's because he's a lizard. He could just remove it and try again.
Yeah, they could grow back.
Here you go, Fiona. They are pitiful and sad. This craving for attention. Yeah, they're just craving for attention.
Yes, 100%. They had to take attention away from that whole OceanGate scandal. So.
Yeah.
Biden did, but anyway. I'd like to. Sorry, Z.
Make it a death match. Make it exciting.
Yeah. Why can't you?
Two men enter.
Was it Van Damme in Bloodsport where he dips his
kickboxer?
Where he dips him in epoxy resin and
it's
glass.
It's the old ways, the death match. It's ropes dipped in resin into broken glass.
Here you go. This is good. Here we go. John Z. Winner takes all the billions.
All the billions. Yeah.
The broken glass thing is actually kind of I don't know how accurate that is, but actual Muay Thai fighters used to use ropes with resin. So that was actually at least true.
I'll tell you what would be good. If they fight for the company, winner takes all.
Wow.
Actually, I mean, that would be great for entertainment. That would be terrible for anybody who uses social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if Zucker wins.
Yeah.
If anybody has any more questions about the fight specifics, you got a couple of minutes to ask them, because I do have to go soon.
Right.
So-
Okay. Shall we move on?
I'll hang out for I'll hang out for a couple more minutes just in case any of those questions trickle in.
Okay. Warner Brothers Discovery is basically selling most of their stuff, and they want $500 million for it.
Makes sense.
The thing that scares me is thinking of who's probably going to try and buy it.
Who would buy it? Actually, that's a good question.
Possibly
Realistically,
Disney.
can Disney?
No,
Disney
Disney wouldn't have enough money. I don't think.
Disney's apparently lost almost $900 million in box office revenue.
I think it would be Apple.
Yeah. Apple.
Well, that's scary as well, though.
Yeah.
Apple is the only company that's got real money. They are cash rich.
Possibly Amazon. Those are the two.
Google.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
Apple makes sense because they announced several months ago that they were planning to break into mainstream movie production. So
Apple
having
does
Warner
not
Brothers there.
Apple does not make sense. It makes dollars. God damn it.
Yeah.
I think Apple will buy Pixar. That's going to go full circle with that.
Well, something needs to happen. Something needs to change. Disney needs to die.
Yeah. Well, it's sad, though, because, I know I've expressed this multiple times. Disney had some great original entertainment. It's just where they've been in the recent times is not great.
That Disney died years ago, darling. It died years and years ago.
But I just don't want that entertainment that they actually used to make to disappear. That was actually some good stuff. The classics were decent, you know?
Yeah.
And it'd be a shame that we lost all of that because of their, recent years of poor decision making and poor execution.
Totally different company. Walt Disney's Disney died years ago. This is not the same company at all. We just have to accept that and hope that whoever buys it in the future will turn it around. But I think we're currently going through a cultural shift. I think it's changing back. I think people have had enough, and I think eventually, Hollywood is always the last to catch up.
Agreed.
It's where trends go to die.
But is it too late for them?
It's already been too late for
As
them.
I've said,
it's a dragged
on
corpse.
with Marvel and that. I've moved on.
I don't watch any Disney films now. None.
Yep, same here.
As I've said previously, I have a soft spot for Warner because all the best films growing up were made by Warner in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they just recently fired their higher ups for Turner Classic Movies, and I don't know about anybody here, but when I was younger, I used to watch Turner Classic Movies all the time. And
same here.
I love old movies. Like, it's crazy to me that they would get rid of such like, and I know a lot of people these days don't want to watch black and white movies, but I'm like I love the movie Maltese Falcon, and if I go to Max and if it's not there, then I'm going to be completely depressed about it because I'm like, there's so many classic movies that should automatically be on there, and if they're not, I just go, why am I paying for this when you should have all your movies in one place? And now I got to go over to Apple to watch it. I don't want to. I want to be here. So it really bums me out that they're selling a lot of their stuff. I mean, it's obviously bad decision making on their part, so I don't feel bad for them in that aspect.
Is that Potter? Are they going to hold on to that?
Of course, they're not getting rid of Harry Potter.
No, they're not going to sell Harry Potter. That would be stupid.
Yeah, that'd be the dumbest thing ever. They're keeping that sucker.
Didn't they, when they announced that Turner Classic Movies was getting their stuff shut down too, didn't they call an emergency meeting with some pretty big people in the industry? Which is, what was the aftermath of that? Does anyone know?
I don't remember exactly. Hold on, let me look.
Or did they even say, and did they announce a turnout for that at all? Because this only happened a few days ago.
I didn't even hear anything about it yet, so I think that they've basically been trying to downplay it as much as they can, but
yeah, it's just a big bummer.
Wasn't the Harry Potter reboot supposed to go on HBO?
Yes. I thought so. Yeah.
It'll go
Max.
On.
Yeah, it's just Max now.
Yeah, it's just Max now.
Everybody knows it as HBO.
I know, it's
so
why they retarded. It's stupid.
Who makes these decisions?
Idiots.
Are they
bankers.
Same people running the company into the ground.
I will say, Mr. David Zazelov, I think we could run your company better than the underlings you have got. Just keep it HBO.
What's the point of sacking all these people to just replace them with more idiots?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Super chat, folks. You go.
I want to live with common people.
For £5 English. That's real money, folks. Wait, you made me a moderator. What have you done? Now I have unlimited power.
Now you're probably
Hi.
a basic moderator, so you actually have very limited power.
Wow.
Waving at you without the camera on. Common
I
people.
think common people paid his way in for moderating. Okay, so as I said, genuine soft spot for Warner, and they just seem to just get everything wrong. And they've made some of the greatest films ever.
It's sad.
Moving
it's a decline.
on.
It's too depressing.
It's sad, but go on. Go leave.
Yeah, this is funny.
Apparently, folks, we were all going to die this week.
Yeah, according to Greta
We're in
Thunberg.
overtime.
To be fair,
dare
in
you.
Greta's
How dare you.
defense, she was quoting a climate scientist. She wasn't actually saying
That-
herself we would die.
She was advocating for it, though.
She was,
Yes.
yes. She was still
And don't
misinformed.
forget, the what was it, that so-called documentary, The Inconvenient Truth.
Yes.
We were supposed to be underwater by 2016.
Yes.
Yep.
I
Even
think
when
we
I was in
triggered
grade
MJ.
school.
How dare you.
They've now moved it to 2050 now. Between 2030 and 2050, they keep kicking it down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but we're supposed to be carbon free by 2030. So won't that eliminate the 2050? I don't know.
I mean, if we're
You
carbon,
would
All
think.
bullshit.
if we're carbon free by 2030, there won't be any plants.
It won't be dead anyways. Yeah.
According to
The
them,
bugs.
according to them, the Earth is already dead. We're just, cleaning a dead corpse.
The fact is that apparently there was I think it was NASA who did a survey on the data of how much green there is on the planet. There's much more green now on the planet since this climate emergency than there's ever been because of the rise of carbon. And actually, we've had more growth in plant life.
And
A
we've also
huge
had
amount.
the ice caps on both poles
Growing.
expand as well. So
If anything, this just proves that top climate scientists are wrong.
yeah.
They're not scientists. The IPCC or whatever the thing is called. It's all political. You've got all these different so-called scientists, but they're not climate change scientists. There's no actual department for climate change with climate change science. It's all a bunch of different groups vying for power and position. And like we've known since the leaks of those emails yonks ago that they were fudging the numbers to make it look worse than it is.
Yeah, the
will
paper that
eat the bugs.
You will earn nothing.
Yeah, it's all this nonsense.
He wants to take
we
all
know
his
what
cars
this is
away
about.
as well, doesn't he? He does.
This, if they carry on the way that they're going, this will impoverish a lot of developing nations completely if they try and force them into these Green New Deals.
Let's not forget, though, it's China that spews out most of the. We only, I think we put out in the UK 2%.
Well, the oceans of the world pump out 99.9% of the greenhouse gases in the world. That's where it's all locked up. So unless you're going to ban all the oceans, I mean, we don't even know the human impact, but it's something like 1 part in 16 million or something. It's negligible. It's complete nonsense.
Connor gets it spot on. It's always put in the countries in the West. No, yeah, spot on, mate. Spot on.
it's all a bunch of bullshit. That's all.
More carbon.
I just don't think they should have chopped all the trees down, but that's just me.
Well, actually, I think my mum told me this, so don't tell me off. It's what she said, and what she said is the law, apparently. But like older trees, like ancient trees, actually reverse the process and pump out oxygen rather than. I don't know if that's true, but that's what she said. But I think if you look at the history of the
what?
planet,
Say that again?
He said it backwards. I know what he meant, though. He said that they start pumping out carbon and not oxygen.
No, they start reversing the process. Actually, pump out oxygen.
No, that's what trees. That's what trees.
That's what regular trees. But the more ancient they get, apparently, that according to her, I don't know. That's what she. I'm
saying you didn't. What I'm saying is you didn't say it. You didn't reverse the process. You're saying that. So they currently take in carbon and pump out oxygen. You said ancient trees reverse it and pump out oxygen. I'm saying they would pump out carbon if you reversed it.
No, that doesn't matter.
I always thought that during the day,
if you look at ancient history, if you look at the ancient giant fauna and flora, I can't remember which period it was, but it was one of those prehistoric periods. But when we actually had huge increase in carbon, which was released from the oceans, we actually had an increase of giant plants and giant.
It was good for the life on Earth. It was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we had giant versions of everything, because there was all of that stuff in the atmosphere was creating now an excess of food, and it created a world where everything could get giant.
Huge greenery, yeah, absolutely.
And usually the more oxygen in an area, the larger the spiders. Just remember that.
And thank you for that.
I think this is for you, Cathy. Do you want to read it?
Absolutely, 100%. Greta Thunberg, listen. You're full of nonsense. I don't know what's going on with you. You got so much time on your hands.
Jay Goodwin, trees consume CO2 and emit O2, but as they get older, they do less.
So they're like humans.
A bit like me. Then John Z goes megafauna. Yes.
Can you look at Zev's last tweet?
Zev, my mum told me I am a handsome lad.
Okay, old trees produce more oxygen and young trees than I guess. Leaf area.
But that's not reversing the process. That's limiting the process.
Well, let's not get bogged down.
Yes.
With technicalities.
No, I mean,
we're getting bogged down.
I'm just messing with you at this point.
Okay, so God bless her. So it's a. Are we moving on, or is it more of a
yes,
sidestep?
let's move on.
It's a sidestep. And
it's probably a sidestep.
This is the last sidestep I'm going to accept. Goddamn it!
Here you go, folks. Guess what? Just as this was going down, just to take the heat off her a little bit, guess what was happening?
She got arrested.
She was getting arrested again.
Another photo op.
So that's actually what you call a Russian arm hold right there. So just throw out the fighting part right there.
She's been in Sweden, Malmo this time, folks.
Oh, she's back home then, at least.
Yeah. How dare you?
You don't see these cops throwing her to the ground and putting their knee on her neck, do you? But we all want that.
Yes.
Every time she gets arrested, though, she ends up like laughing and seen laughing with the cops. We've seen this stage so many times with her. I don't know how anyone can fall for this.
This is definitely staged as well.
Every damn time.
How dare you?
And she's always arrested, but she's never faced any charges for anything. I find that very interesting.
She's got very suspect.
Why does she still look the same age?
Actually, that's a question because I know she's a vegan, but also children that experience certain things quite a bit as younger individuals tend to have stunted developments, even physically, later in life. So given the connections her parents have...
Wait,
she's actually 34.
She's actually 34,000 years old. Here you go, useful idiots.
The grand irony of her only consuming like plant life, but saying that we need more of it is.
Here you go, folks. This is the.
She's a pod person.
John Z thinks she's 21 now, and she's worth well over. How much is that?
$1 million.
No, it's 10 million.
10
yeah,
million,
it's 10, isn't it?
No, it's 1 million. It's 6 0.
Oh,
it says
6
1
zeros.
million.
Sorry, 1 million.
No, that's 10.
I'm going to count
6
down.
zeros is
One,
My eyes are
one,
going
two,
dozzy now. Like,
three.
Come on,
You're supposed to use
put the
commas.
after each of
Yeah,
the
that
three
or
doesn't
just
help.
type out a million.
Okay, there will be GoFundMe's for the new spectacles for all the panel after the show.
I just can't believe that after hundreds and hundreds of years of all these child saints and every prophecy that they've ever made being wrong, that we still follow and believe these people. It's incredible to me. The belief of the power of belief is so powerful.
How dare you?
I know. I dare.
He dares.
I do.
Dark Hour, are you finished now?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. Something just came up, so sorry, I can't hang out.
Leave it to
Cheers,
you
my
to finish
friend.
early.
No, Dark Hour.
We'll have that
think we'll
discussion
go-
another time. See everybody later.
Bye.
Take
Three
care.
hours. Take care, mate. I think we're going to 3 hours, folks. Bit of overtime. Okay, let's see what's next.
God, you're dragging this out, aren't you?
Yeah. You know Brown.
We did have a 15-minute intro, so
The long brown skid mark.
I can't believe that intro. Here you go, folks. Ray Movie Leaks show caffeine. I know this has only just sprung up quite recently, this nickname, and it's quite funny. Kathleen Kennedy is further stomping on Luke as Ray will train a boy who goes dark and a girl who goes light while forming what is meant to be Luke's new Jedi Order. Blah, 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 blah. Ray steals everything.
Get in the
Sorry.
damn bin.
this is a little bit confusing. So she'll start training. So she's basically the Jedi Supreme or whatever.
She is.
Yeah.
She trains a boy who's going to
And a
go
girl.
evil.
Yeah.
That means she's a
but-
failure.
So
So
this
it's-
means that are they rewriting then basically the first trilogy by doing
In
this?
reverse.
They're
probably.
rewriting the Jason and Jaina Solo storyline from the expanded universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leia and Han Solo had a set of twins named Jason and Jaina, and Jason became a Sith, and Jaina, was a good Jedi.
Assist
And
or assist?
but
What?
she had to like in essence kill him in order to save him, and they're going to use that storyline. That's exactly where that's coming from.
Oh,
See,
God.
I'm with Iceman on this. Nobody fucking cares.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not
Gone.
watching it.
Gone. gone.
Isn't there another predicament in which, as someone else mentioned earlier, this might not get made because didn't they cut a bunch of Star Wars or Lucasfilms projects, I should say, recently?
I would like to
Damn
think so.
thing.
It's just a waste for them to
Well,
even make this crap anymore.
How is she? How are they making her this strong woman who's like perfect and everything, and then she fails? She fails
Repeatedly.
So
Repeatedly fails.
yeah, and then
It's
if the
dead,
if the
Jim.
kid turns into the dark side, he becomes a Sith. She's failed.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. R2 and R2 should know Lucasfilm will not release another film under Disney.
Wow. I hope you're right. Oh, it's just a corpse that's being defiled.
I'm so glad I'm not a Star Wars fan because these are things that I would imagine like actually tear your heart apart.
Girl,
it's
it
very
did.
similar to the Doctor Who thing. The
Yeah,
fandom
or
is
Star
just
Trek.
destroyed. Yeah, everything now.
Like
It's
I'll be
disgusting.
honest with you, after Last Jedi, and even though I gave the Last Skywalker or whatever a try, I will never watch anything Disney Star Wars ever again.
Nope.
It broke me. This was something I grew up with. It was very dear to my heart. I read the entire expanded universe pretty much, as far as I can tell, including some of the comics, or including the comics, aside from the Disney comics. And I just can't bring myself to do any more of this. It's all dead to me. I cannot watch
So,
the
here you
original
go,
trilogy.
folks.
Nothing.
Best Test Devor would know. Here you go. Look at the avatar. She won't actually fail. It will be the fault of some man.
Good point. Good point.
Probably
Yeah.
a honky as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brown, I can't believe you said honky.
Someone clip that.
It's also disappointing. It's like finding your sister on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm with R2 as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Common people, Ray
no
will
laughing
fail
matter.
upwards. That's the Hollywood way, isn't it? Next movie, she'll be painted green to be a better Yoda.
Yeah,
And
might as well.
Didn't KK also say that it's highly possible that Phoebe Waller will take over the Indiana Jones universe?
Which means she
we'll
probably
get to
will.
that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Jumping the gun. My apologies.
Okay. So nobody wants it.
Mm-mm.
So they'll do it anyway. Yeah.
And put it in the bin.
Yeah, in the damn bin.
Get in the bin. We all agree, though, that Daisy Ridley got the shit end of the stick. She just wanted to act, and she's become like
And she couldn't even do
Well,
that.
she has
a pawn
chosen
for all this
poorly.
shit. Yeah, she's become a
She
pawn
has
for all
chosen
this
poorly
shit.
on her actor roles or her acting
Is
roles.
she supporting all of this though? Like when she does the press tours, does she say like,
I
"I'm
think
so
she
glad
just-
we have female representation and shit"?
She's just desperate to be earning money.
Okay.
We'll give her the benefit. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
No.
All right, we won't then. So we're not giving her. Move on.
Yeah, I don't want to give her the benefit of the doubt either. Screw her.
You've had 3 times already. What more do
Yeah.
you want?
Harrison Ford admits Lucasfilm reworked the ending of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Appears to confirm leaks James Marigold previously denied.
Mangold.
Yeah,
Marigold.
Mangold, damn it.
Not the flower.
They them gold. Just saying.
Jim Marigold.
Damn you, Brown.
Jeanette
Oh,
Marigold.
Doomcock was right.
What were the
Doomcock
previous?
was right.
What was
For
the previous
once.
thing?
Who had somebody asked the question? Then sorry.
What was the previous thing that he had denied? Like what was confirmed that was previously denied?
Well, I think the original ending was he was going to get wiped out of existence, and that's when Phoebe Waller-Bridge was taken over with the hats. But all that has been rewritten, apparently.
Allegedly, there are 5 different endings to this movie.
It shows you that they have no confidence at all in what they're doing or what they so-called believe in.
And
It
they're
really
all
didn't go down well
shite.
with test audiences at all.
Nope. Wasn't it laughed at or whatever it can?
It just everyone said it was bad at Cannes. Nobody had good things to say about it.
You go,
Get in the can.
the cock was right. Hashtag Doomcock was right.
Isn't he always right?
Always.
According to him.
R2, Marigold, denied reshoots. Excuse me, I've got burps. See, Black Lives or Black Votes. I want to go see this, but I don't want to go see this because I remember how I felt watching No Time to Die.
Well, you know what though? Like when I saw the preview for this or the trailer for this last week, they actually made it look semi-enticing, and I'm like, oh, it actually looks like it might be pretty good. Nope, don't fall for this crap. Don't do it. So,
is there a new trailer out now for this that's being shown, or is it the same one?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't know. I didn't see it until last week. So
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine, Matt Cat. I don't typically watch trailers too much outside of the theaters because they're just disappointing. So I don't like to set myself up.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Brown. I do want to. I don't want to see this movie, but I do want to see this movie just because I know it's going to be a train wreck, and I'm all like, who doesn't love a good train wreck?
It's like a sore tooth. You just can't help but touch it.
Yeah, exactly. So
oh my gosh.
I mean, I'll probably do like you guys do and go to India, but I'm just not interested in this movie. It's just going to be bad. And
you know what's interesting? It's interesting because I got my tickets for both this and Barbie yesterday, and even though Barbie is still like 3 weeks away, there were more for the exact same day and almost the same time. There were more seats already booked for Barbie than there were for this movie.
Oh, wow,
that's not surprising.
This should clear in an ideal timeline this should make $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In an ideal timeline, in this timeline, I think people are going to be calling for a review of Kathleen Kennedy's contract.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we get a view of her neck.
Neck.
Yeah.
Plural.
Here you go, Connor. Can it be worse than 4? Apparently, it's better than 4, but I don't mind 4. It wasn't needed, but
yeah, I'm in the same
wasn't
boat.
as bad as it gets a reputation for, in my opinion. I still felt like it was still in the Indiana Jones universe, but it wasn't the best, but it was still fairly entertaining to me.
Yeah, and there are definitely, like you said, it's definitely entertaining, and there are some things that I don't like in the movie, like the monkey swinging vine thing. I'm like, that's weird.
That was weird.
But I did, and when you got to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I was like, okay, I'm kind of taken out of it. But before that, when they're just like running around and everything, and I thought Kate Blanchett as the bad guy and using the Russians as bad guys was, I thought, very smart on their part. And I liked it a lot. It's just once it got to the alien part, I was like, this is weird, but whatever.
It was awesome.
This will have a lot of cringe as well, R2, but it's going to have extra added wokery on top of it, which the 4th one didn't.
Yeah, they don't even know the definition of capitalism. They think it's just stealing everything.
I know, that's communism.
The Ray way, isn't it? Stealing everything. Should I go see this?
No.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You'll hate your
Come
life.
back, Sarah.
You really
chat.
want to.
No, I don't. Chat. No. Chat. Who's going to see this? I'm torn.
Who wants, in the chat, who wants Brown to go and see it?
No,
you might if you're going to go see this, you might as well just burn your money.
No, see, here you go. Smilex, don't do it. I know. Cheers, Franco. Do it. Smilex, no. 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 No.
I think the chat is saying no.
Yeah. The chat is just hard against this movie. Yeah.
They're like, not just a no, but a hell no.
Here you go, Howie Jewett. No. Oh.
If it weren't content, I wouldn't bother seeing it. That's the only reason.
You know what, Connor? If I did it for the show, I think it'd break me and I wouldn't come back.
Oh no, then don't see it.
Out.
Don't see it.
No permanent brownout, please.
Yes, it'd be a permanent brown down, which is not good, is it?
No.
Black Lives or Black Vote says not even worth pirating. That's the thing. I wouldn't even want to watch it on pirate. I really wouldn't. There's a lot of films that I could have seen on pirate that I just never bothered.
I was a James Bond fan for literally 50 years. And then I was thrown to the curb, as it were. I don't want to feel that again.
Well, that's what we feel every year when they keep doing this to all our favorite franchises. It's like, how much more can we keep taking of this nonsense? We have to punish them and say no.
That's right. Don't give them your money. Like, what is it that they say? Vote with your wallet and don't give them your money.
Absolutely.
But they're just doubling down, even though we're clearly voting with our wallet is the weird part.
That's because they're being funded by ESG.
There you go. So does it really matter at the end of the day?
Well, how much more money can these people, these World Economic Forum types, keep funding it? I don't know.
I don't know that either.
Who's clipping their nails?
Not me. It's not me.
Not me.
There you go, Tim. I like saying Sanabom. You'll be depressed.
Yeah, depressed now.
Depressed more, mate.
Yeah, practically suicidal.
Okay, right. That's a downer, isn't it? That's a proper stream killer.
Say we move on, but I don't think it's really moving on.
Do you think that she will ever like do you think they'll renew her contract?
I think they will renew it until she decides to retire. I've just heard so many rumors of her being fired throughout the years. They're not going to fire her just to say, see, your rumors were full of crap.
I'll give her a golden handshake at some point and make it like she's chosen to leave.
They won't fire her out of spite, but I'm telling you, they will allow her to quote unquote retire.
Is her contract currently being reviewed? Was that was that a rumor?
Well, her contract,
that was probably a rumor.
Yeah, her contract is up, I believe, at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So I just every time her contract comes up, I just go, this woman has failed as a leader time and time again, and she's caused and I'm. I blame her because she gave the okay on everything, but she has caused division within, fan base after fan base. And I just go, I'm sorry, but to me, that's just an L after L. Why are you letting her still be a leader?
Well, that's obvious, Matt. 2 + 2 = 5. You should know this by now.
They have to prove that they're right and they're in control.
Yeah. So. You go, folks. The Willicoptering Mong of the Baskervilles, Kathleen Kennedy, I do like that. Kathleen Kennedy isn't just a stream killer; she's a franchise killer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here you go, Connor. Somebody is clanking metal in the background.
Yeah, it's probably me. My husband was cooking.
Yeah, no thanks. We didn't want anything. It's okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were hungry.
Give it out to the rest of the class. Come on. Share it.
Being that we can hear him making it, what's he making?
What are you making, dear?
I'm making a pork dish with olives. It's like a chicken cacciatore.
It's like so basically it's a chicken cacciatore, but substituting pork.
So it's a pork cacciatore.
Yeah, pretty. But there's no such dish as a pork cacciatore.
Is it vegan?
It's a trans chicken pachikori.
No.
It identifies as pork.
R2.
No, my husband is big meat. He's not vegan. Yes, I am.
Well, I bet.
That's a great husband.
Are you married?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Chat moved up.
Here
you go, Connor. Well, you know what it is now. A pork whatever.
Cacciatore.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, never heard of it.
Smilex says it's so many
a pasta
knowledgeable
dish.
people. Yeah. It's lasagna.
So, question. Sorry to go back. But Rennie, are you married? We didn't get clarification.
I know it's a little confusing for some, but yes, indeed, I am.
So how did Kathleen Kennedy? So I know that she used to get coffee for Spielberg, and she might have been stooping someone. But how did she get the president of Lucasfilm's job? How did that happen?
George Lucas picked her.
But didn't he also say that she had horrible? Maybe it was someone else.
Worst ideas.
Yeah.
That was Spielberg who said that when they were having the kind of brainstorming sessions.
Yeah,
and they just looked at her and they're like, okay.
"What?
What were you saying?"
I think it's just like she was really good at like if they said, "Hey, we need this and this on set next day," she'd be like, "All right," and she just made a bunch of calls.
This.
I was thinking she was as good at being on her knees or on her
No,
back.
there you go, Connor. There you go.
That's why the neck looks the way it does, because she was great at blowjobs.
Maybe.
She was stretching her neck a lot.
okay.
She worked that neck raw.
Muscular development of the neck muscles.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit loose down there because she's taken lots of.
Sometimes 2 or 3 at a
protein
time.
shots.
So.
Yeah, that's where the bodies are.
Well, I wonder what the back end looks like. But
for a 70-year-old woman.
That's what we're seeing on screen, so it can't be that good.
For a 70-year-old woman, she's really muscular. For a 70-year-old woman.
Quote unquote.
I think Brown's got a little thing for Miss
I
Caffeine.
haven't. No, I haven't.
He was very quick to respond.
No,
yeah, that was quick.
No.
It'd be like throwing a chipolata through the Euro tunnel, wouldn't it?
Okay. Shall we? What was the original story anyway? We got sidetracked there.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge
to take over Indiana Jones, which we all know is probably going to happen if she has to say so.
Antichrist. That's the main reason why I don't want to go see Indy 5.
She's insufferable. Oh my god.
I don't think it is going to happen. Isn't Phoebe Waller-Bridge signed on to do the Tomb Raider series?
She's developing that though, not necessarily acting in it. So it's possible because we don't have a time frame for when another Indiana Jones movie might come out, anyways.
Yeah. Okay. So
in the bin.
In the bin. Cheers. You help me out then. In the bin.
Can we go back to Deadpool, please?
Okay.
James Marigold again.
Mangold.
Jim Marigold
Damn you.
Say them gold.
Says him and Hugh Jackman discussed a Deadpool and Wolverine team up years ago.
That's legit.
They wanted it to be in the style of Midnight Run or 48 Hours. Both great movies.
Yeah, because Mangold directed The Wolverine. So
which was a great movie.
Oh, amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah, but he also did Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah. Well, this was before he went insane.
Savage.
But now this will be after he goes insane. So
that's right. But he's not directing the third Deadpool movie, is he?
No.
So thank goodness for that. So
Marigold, his hands were tied though with Indy 5.
How so?
Well, go ahead.
End of the day, work is work. But I think Marigold could have made a great Indy 5. But it was always
Spielberg or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Since Spielberg wasn't involved, it's shit. To quote Ian, it's shit.
Drink,
it's a
everybody.
Spielberg franchise, not a Disney.
Here you go, Connor. If they reduce it from R-rated, it'll be pointless.
Right on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and of course, they talked about Wolverine and Deadpool. Like it's in the comics all the time. Him saying that, it's like, okay, surprise. I mean, you talked about a Deadpool Wolverine movie. Yeah, I've been talking a Deadpool Wolverine movie with my friends since we were like 13. Get the hell out of here. I don't care.
Well,
like,
I think though
you didn't make that movie.
They really wanted to do it, but because of the reception of Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine was so horrible because it was not true to character so much, as far as once they upgraded him with the Weapon X program, it really put people off of the Deadpool character for a little bit, and they didn't want to see him come back like that, so they legit wanted to do it. It just, the timing wasn't right, I guess.
See, here you go, folks. The chat agrees with me for once. Thank you, chat. Iceman Mangold is a great director. The writing isn't his fault yet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Zev, he could have. Sorry, Matt. He could have done a great Indy 5. Lucasfilms demanded shit movie, and he delivered. Yeah, and hopefully he got paid. Yeah,
I think this is his first Disney movie, so that should say something about
5 pieces of silver.
And and I agree with you guys. Mangold, all his other movies I have enjoyed immensely, so I do think he is a good director. I do think that the problem is just the script. Because he's a director. He's not a. I mean, I don't know.
The problem
if
is Disney. It's systematic. It really permeates through everything that they release.
It oozes.
But don't you think
orifice.
Since Ryan Reynolds is like one of the executive producers and he's very passionate about Deadpool, I think he's going to try to keep it as faithful as possible to at least what his vision was with his movies. I don't know. That's just my point of view.
They toned down the second one, didn't they?
They did, but that was
it just about got away with it.
It was adequate.
Yeah.
It was just adequate.
It was better than some of the stuff that we got from DCEU. Just saying, and it was better than the Dark Phoenix for sure.
Oh God! I wanted to walk out of that thing so badly. That was.
It was the worst.
Oh God! It was dire.
Ultimate disappointment. By the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of a sidestep. Somebody mentioned this earlier. Ben Affleck spotted on set of Deadpool 3.
Going to be shite.
I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah, because well, isn't this like a multiverse movie? Another one? It's like
yes.
Yeah. So.
Wait. Hold on. The plot line, like this is an actual multiverse movie?
Yeah, like they're going through different worlds and stuff.
I hope they take the piss out of multiverse movies.
Maybe,
this.
yeah.
That would be great.
That
would be
because
really good.
they set it up with the whole arc with him and Cable in the second movie, and him taking Cable's watch, so to speak, that turns time. So, you never know.
Almost wiped out baby Hitler.
Oh no!
Just fucking
or Kathleen Kennedy.
I'm so sick of this multiverse thing. Why couldn't this just be a movie, a normal movie?
Well, if they do a piss take, if they're like really, really self-aware about it and just take the piss out of it,
so
I think that could work.
It could be good in that case.
Then my follow-up question to that, because now this is post Fox acquisition, right? Is this a Disney production, or is this a partial Disney production?
Good point.
Probably Disney are providing all the money.
Like how involved is Disney in this? That's my biggest concern. That will determine whether this is a success or not.
Their name is above the door, so
yeah. Well, like I said, though, with Ryan Reynolds being, heavily involved, I really don't think he's going to allow them to take Deadpool too far off. Right. But that could be just me. I know he loves playing the character and he's very faithful to it. And he was really excited that he got Hugh Jackman to say yes to playing Wolverine one more time. Mm-hmm. So I would like to think that he would do his best to keep this a really dedicated Deadpool movie for the fans. I would like to think
Ben Affleck in there.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's the whole argument out the window.
I'm hoping it's not true.
It's hopefully. Marvel. Disney will be balls deep.
Yeah, if it is, I'm not watching it.
There you go. Yeah, and I think... Deadpool by committee. Matty?
Well, I mean, on top of Ben Affleck, because these are all like Fox, movies and everything. Mm-hmm. They're also, the rumor is, and I don't know how true this is, but I have been seeing online that scoopers have been saying that the X-Men from the Fox universe are going to be in this movie also. So, I mean,
all of them?
So far from what I've heard, it's going to be Famke Janssen, Halle Berry, and James Marsden, and the three that were in the first one with Wolverine. So I would
be okay with that.
Yeah. So those three are apparently coming back to play their roles. And Halle Berry did put out photos online where she's got the white hair that she wears.
I did see those. Yes.
So I mean, I do believe that. So I just think maybe they're just pulling all these characters to do kind of like what they did at the end of Deadpool 2, where he went back in time and killed
just little cameos here and there, not actual part of the storyline.
Yeah, I think it's something along those lines.
Here you go, folks. Channel favorites. Been away for a while. Velma Dinklage in the chat. Imagine how great a Spider-Man / Daredevil street level movie would be instead of all this Echo and Marvel's shite that no one wants.
Mm-hmm. Velma, I laugh every time I see your avatar. That's my favorite thing on the planet. It's so good.
I know, right?
Okay, so we're probably going to go watch this when it comes out. Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely.
I am.
Very likely.
I know my husband is.
Okay.
He loves Deadpool.
I'd love to know how much they paid Hugh Jackman. Must have been a very, very big lorry full of money.
You know what though? I think part of the draw for him is his friendship with Ryan Reynolds.
I think that's
I think that really helped to get him on board.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if I suspect if they're having fun making it, it will come over on the screen.
Yes,
100%. Let's just hope the script is okay. Should we move on?
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Quickly, I'll just mention this tiny bit of politics. This conservative culture secretary in the UK, what's her name? Lucy Fraser, said it's about time for a female James Bond.
Oh, see, there you go.
And then this person, which I thought, it's time for a conservative to be a Tory. But anyway, let's move on. That was for the Lord, but obviously the Lord's not here, so. And finally,
Dun, 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 dun.
Happy birthday.
41 years ago
Dang.
today, Blade Runner and The Thing released in theaters.
You don't get
Wow.
films like that anymore.
No.
That's the sad thing.
Even rewatching I've been rewatching the Indiana Jones films in preparation for 5, and I'm blown away that we don't even get a fraction of that kind of movie on the screen anymore.
Close. Not even close.
It's really sad to see how far cinema has dropped.
Could you imagine just being on the interweb now, looking at your local theatre, cinema, multiplex, and just going, what am I going to watch? Shall I go watch Blade Runner or The Thing? Oh,
you're sport for choice. Nowadays, you look at the cinema and you're like, I don't want to go.
What?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
It's like playing
Don't make me
Russian
go.
roulette. It's like, I really don't want to watch this crap.
Which of these is the least shit movie?
Yeah, it's just so bad. It's embarrassing, the state of Hollywood, how it's just devolved into this political, smug, elitist nonsense, and it's just producing shit after shit. I would rather sit in the toilet for half an hour than go and watch one of these.
We've heard that rumor.
Wow.
No, it's true.
Wouldn't your cheeks go numb after 30
I don't
minutes?
care. It'd still be better than watching
No,
one of these.
it's not his cheeks that are going numb. Here you go, Iceman. Please schedule the Blade Runner stream already, Mr. Brown. As I said, we was going to do Blade Runner this very day a year ago, and we've been sitting on it for a year. So yeah.
Yes, but I know why. You wanted to have a certain couple of people debate, and these two people are not talking at this point in time.
Three people. But anyway,
really.
So, quick question then, folks. If you saw that now, if you're in the multiplex, you're looking up at the cinema times, which would you go watch?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
The Thing.
Blade Runner.
The Thing.
Yeah, Blade Runner's trash.
Chat.
I mean, I don't care for it, but I like it better than The Thing.
Chat, if you're in the multiplex, which are you going to go watch? Thing or Blade Runner?
I love them both, but
it's not trash. I just don't like it.
Get out.
There are things.
I like both of them, yes. I'll just do the Blade Runner. Oh, sorry, chat moved up. Sorry.
The Thing is I used to watch that when I was little, and I was so scared watching that movie. I just
The Thing, and it's aged beautifully.
Yeah,
like, they're both phenomenal movies, but The Thing is just hands down. I would love to see that in the cinema.
Yeah, the thing with Blade Runner is the production of it looks so fantastic because they had so much time to make it look so great because of the strikes that were on. So that's how you do a strike to your favor, Hollywood.
A few years ago, I think probably about 4 or 5 years ago, they reissued The Thing for one night in my local cinema, and on a big screen with the digital projectors. It's fucking incredible. It's still fighting the shit out of me.
I went to the secret cinema for Blade Runner, and I had it on 2 massive screens, and I had the whole set of the street, all selling food, and you had the umbrellas with the lights on, and people kind of had ray machines. It was fantastic. It was such a good time. So it was totally interactive. It was really cool.
When I first watched Blade Runner when I was a teenager on VHS, as I've said many times, we thought, here we go, Harrison Ford coming off Star Wars, this is going to be good. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
The Brown Runner.
I didn't really like Blade Runner at the time, but later on in life, I've realised what a great film it is.
It's a grower, not a shower.
But The Thing, the first time I saw The Thing on ITV, I think it was on a night time.
Terrified the crap out of me.
Fucking hell. Oh.
It's a bit too gory for my taste.
It was a flop in the cinema, wasn't it? Because E.T. Was on at the same time, and E.T. took all the money.
They both were flops.
Yeah, both of them. Can you believe it? Both flops, everybody.
Now, cultural icons of cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And I think on that bombshell, shall we leave it there then, folks?
No, let's carry on for another
Do
3
it.
hours. I can't get over that face. I'm sorry.
The old leather boot.
Yeah, he looks like an old
I've
dude.
broken my freezer. Shit. Okay. That is it, folks. Chat. You are wonderful. Always great interaction. I think Tim Hannabom said best chat, and he's correct. So thank you very much, chat. Great to see you. We will see you next time. I will thank the guests. I will thank Dark Hour. Who's going to do the voice for Dark Hour? Nobody.
How
Linda.
can you?
I vote Linda.
Go on, Linda.
Listen.
Thanks, Carl. So thanks so much, guys, for having me on.
You're welcome. Mate. Good to have you on, mate.
What the hell was that?
I don't know what he's.
That was so
What kind
Budge.
of accent was that supposed
I
to
don't know.
Listening Linda himself, Matt Cad 83. Cheers, Matty.
Thanks for having me. I always have a good time with you guys.
The governor, everybody of Twitter, is going to go back on patrol. It's problem being.
Thanks for having me. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Chat. Goodbye. Bye.
Married, apparently. Reniel. Cheers, Rennie.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Always fun to engage with all of you. Vex, it was nice to stream with you.
Finally, yes.
Yeah, it's about time. And Brown, of course, thanks for the invite. And thank you, chat.
Enjoy your pork.
I will.
The golden reach around droid of choice, C3PO.
Oh, good evening, Master Brown. Pleasure to be with you again. And thanks to all the panel members. Oh,
Get Uncle Owen out of your throat.
Yeah.
Dirty little,
just let me
dirty
swallow
little
this.
droid, you dirty little droid.
And thanks to all the chat. You've all been amazing. And another great stream. Thank you very much.
And last but by no means least, channel favourite, chat favourite, everybody, Vex Electronica.
Always a pleasure being here. It's been too long. So thank you for having me back.
Great to have you on.
Always fun. I always have a great time with you guys in chat. You were also beautiful.
And she didn't say...
Pack it
Well,
in.
He's trained me now not to say it, so we're going to have to leave that to the wind in the countries, okay?
Yes.
A place in the country.
Everybody in the chat, the guests' channel links are in the description. So I think that is it. I do believe, Z, we are back on Wednesday, are we not?
We are for the final episode in our Phantom Menace coverage.
Oh, thank God.
What
Are you
part
sure?
is that?
No,
Six.
promises.
Can you
So the
believe
last
this?
one would be the last part.
I know.
They
Dragging this out or what?
Part 6 of the Phantom Menace.
Lord.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have cared?
If we don't see you Wednesday, in fact, I will say Beast Up is on tomorrow with the Lord and Blue Man. I'm sure we'll all cross paths again then. If we don't see you tomorrow, we're back Wednesday with the Phantom Menace. And if we don't see you Wednesday, we will be back at the weekend. And yes, I am milking it. So that is it, everybody. Take care. If we don't see you, have a great week. Tell you bye.
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 Timing.